Quiet, please. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, you will now be joined by your Commander-in-Chief to address the current situation at Nitro Rallycross. Your Commander-in-Chief.
All clear.
My fellow Americans, we return to home soil facing a crisis. Away from these shores, our Scandinavian cousins have been dominant. But I say no more! For this is the land of the free! For this is the land of the Nitro track, where starts are faster, the jumps are bigger, I mean really effing big. From sea to shining sea, from desert to mountain peak, this is where cars fly. This is where tracks thrill. And today, here at ERX, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not go out without a fight. Today, we will prevail.
America!
It's a beautiful day at ERX, Elk River Extreme Motorsports Park. I'm Jared Deanna. This is Andrew Coley. We're on American soil. Travis said that's an American flag. America's gonna win.
Robin Larsson took TQ yesterday. He's from Sweden. But it was a great day. Looking forward to today. We're going racing now, so all the cars on track together. Even better news is we've got Andreas Backert and Fraser McConnell are back on the grid. Super hard work from Dreyer and Reinbold Racing and JC Race Technique overnight. So, but yeah, man, the Americans did look quick yesterday.
They did. Connor Martell fought back. I don't know if you saw that chase.
Yeah.
He spun in the first turn, but then he almost fought back. But regardless, yeah, that was yesterday. Today is game day. Let's take a look at day one here at ERX.
Qualifying got underway in damp conditions with a battle between Travis Pastrana, racing at home for the first time this season, and Ollie Bennett for Excite Energy Racing. Slippery conditions saw the Englishman park the car in the wall, and that was game over. Checkered flag for Pastrana. On to race two, Kevin Eriksson versus Andrew Carlson. This is Carlson's home track. His parents own and run the venue, but it wasn't enough to get him in front of the FC1 test driver, Eriksson. Next up was Connor Martell versus Oliver Eriksson. Great start by Eriksson round the outside, but Martell clipped the dirt, span around, and couldn't fight back, so the Swede goes through to the next round. The final quarter-final saw 2009 Formula One World Champion Jenson Button make his Nitro Rallycross debut, but up against championship leader Robin Larsson, he didn't have an answer for the pace of the Swede. First semi-final, Travis Pastrana on the inside defended up at the hairpin from Kevin Eriksson, but Kevin took the alternate line and was ahead by the time they reached the bottom of the ERX track. Pastrana fought back but landed on the wall. Game over for the American. Eriksson goes through. Semi-2 was Robin Larsson versus Oliver Eriksson. Eriksson got the better start, almost spun in the first corner, bounced off the wall to retain the lead. Larsson trying to go around the outside. Towards the end of the lap, unfortunately, Ollie Eriksson pushed a tyre off the rim. That meant that Larsson could get up the inside. He would go on to take the win. On to the final, the battle for TQ. Kevin Eriksson on the inside with a brilliant start. Larsson tucked in behind him immediately in turn one and started to pile on the pressure. It looked like he wouldn't be able to find a way through, the car being blasted by Roost as they headed onto the final lap. But this brilliant move up the inside on the very last corner of the very last lap saw Robin Larsson take his second TQ spot of the year. A brilliant performance by the championship leader. Side-by-sides are out on track at the minute. That's Brian Deegan who won yesterday. It was quite the day, wasn't it? Let's have a catch-up with Katie Osborne.
Well, it's a miracle. Two of the guys that had some of the gnarliest, craziest crashes yesterday, Fraser McConnell and Andreas Backert, are out running today. And in fact, this car, laid eyes on it yesterday, there was nothing to it. This team has worked endlessly. But most importantly, this guy, Andreas Backert, how are you feeling?
Well, I just had a Dunkin' Donuts now, so I feel pretty good. Bruised up, you know. It feels like I've been in a car accident, but all good.
You were in a car accident. In fact, this car was demolished yesterday upon leaving. What's the story?
I mean, the guys have been working since 5 p.m. yesterday till 7:30 a.m. this morning. Had a show.
They're the ones who need a Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, they had a bunch of it, and Monster, and more. But yeah, it was only the bare shell left. We took the roll cage out. We mounted a new one. Fraser McConnell's batteries was the first batteries to be scrutinized after the crash. So we actually took out my batteries and rejoined Fraser's wrecked batteries into my car. So it's been a whole big thing going on here all night long. So a big thanks to the DRR, JC, RX Cartel crew, doing an amazing job. Thank you.
They absolutely are. And Andreas Backerd, we wish you the best over there. He mentioned Fraser McConnell. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on in that pit. He's standing by. It looks like he is in his driver's suit and he's ready to go as well. Fraser, the car looks to be like it's in one piece. More importantly, though, how are you feeling? You ended up in the pond.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was a scary one, the biggest one of my career so far, and hopefully it stays that way. But, you know, thanks to DRR Driver and Bowl, I'm underneath the best tent in the paddock. And the guys didn't sleep a wink last night. And, you know, thanks again. I have a car underneath me to drive today.
Scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you?
11.
That's Fraser McConnell at his finest. He's going to be out running today, and Group B is going to be full battles all day long.
Right, let's take a look then at how Sunday goes for Nitro Rallycross. First up, we've got the heat races, and the winners of each of those heat races will go straight through to row 1 of the final. Then it's semi-final, so the winners of the semis go through to row 2. If you're second place in the semi-final, then you go through to row 3. Last up is the last chance qualifier. The winner will go through to the pole position side of the grid, and the P2 driver will go through to the last slot.
The stage is set, and here we are. Look at the beautiful day. Man, 30 seconds to start, and here are our drivers. Now, again, as you said, Coley, this is what's at stake. One person is moving on to the final, but on that front row, Kevin Eriksson, who did so well yesterday, but in the final pass, he got past Travis Pastrana, Connor Martell. You're seeing a variety of vehicles, and Fraser McConnell is in the building. He is back, baby. Yeah, it's a different car, but the team said Andreas Backerd or Fraser, here we go. We're ready to set it. Green means go. And here we go. We got dry pavement, so we're going to get a good grip.
On the outside line, gets, I think Franz has gone up the inside of Button already. Outside, Pastrana runs wide. Kevin Eriksson, maybe going to hold the lead here. Pastrana shed to the inside line. He's come back over the jump. Holds on now. Connor Martell moving up. Fraser McConnell trying to go round the outside with the A-Shock Energy machine. Not making the work. Jensen Button slots in the P5. Oh, he hits the rear of Martell, but it's Pastrana who leads from Eriksson.
I'll tell you what, Pastrana, I left the track with him yesterday. He was really frustrated himself. He's like, man, I need to do this. I need to do that. Here I am. Connor and Travis, they're weapons here. But with Kevin being back in the mix, he's one to watch. He fought tooth and nail, but Robin Larson got him on the last.
Oh, no! Oh, I thought he was going to go over, Jared. That was so close. Connor Martell. He nearly bitten another car that would have been the third one this week. On board with Martell. Doesn't look too flustered. How high was that? That was like last year's practice jump.
I was focused on the leader, but yeah. There we are, you know, the third battle. And again, just one can move on. We have 10 cars. Only 8 are going to the finals to get the victory here at ERX.
It's interesting, Jared, to see the different attack. When we were watching practice on Thursday and we saw the guys, they were buttering the jumps as low as they could, getting the wheels on the ground early. Once you get into a battle, you think, I want to get this dude. You just get lit on the throttle a little bit more and you go a little bit harder and higher, and that was super close for Martell.
You know what's really beautiful about today is it's dry, and we're seeing all the seasons. From yesterday, we saw dry, we saw heavily wet, and now we're seeing absolutely ideal conditions. Look at the track, it's transforming. You're seeing the blue group. So Pastrana out front, and look at that. He's setting pace. He is setting pace. Oh, but Travis, I don't remember if you remember yesterday, he went to the wall at that point. So very interesting for Pastrana. He is getting really loose. Connor Martell sits in third, but Kevin Eriksson, again, looking good, looking strong. He's probably taking notes from yesterday, what Robin Larson did to him, so he's trying to double back on Pastrana.
Fraser McConnell and Jensen Button have gone joker on this lap. Look at the indicator on the left side of your screen as we see Kevin Eriksson sets the fastest lap. He's super tight. Pastrana running out using all the road. Kevin Eriksson using a slightly cleaner inside line. Yeah, he's chasing him really hard. We've only got 2 laps to go, Jared, so if they're going to alternate on their Joker strategy, one of them's got to go now, and I don't think Pastrana will go from the lead.
No, I think Pastrana's waiting for that final lap. He's going to execute the Joker, but the other big thing is, look at how aggressive Ericsson is getting. He's going over the jumps, and he's going at angle. That, it might be a problem, because they might DB the tire. We saw it yesterday, so you can't get too aggressive with the equipment.
Ericsson goes Joker on the inside line. He had to do something. If he doesn't alternate from Pastrana, he knows he's going to follow him to the line anyway. Martel has stayed out, but Ericsson should get him back. Pastrana's got a big lead now as he comes down. So Travis Pastrana getting a Joker on the last lap. Can he book front row here at the first event in the USA, Jared?
You know, he spent a lot of time with us in Sweden, up in the booth. He wants to make it to the final. And this is, look at Joker Predictor. They're saying he's going to lose first. And that's about the delta. Basically, when he goes to the Joker, is Connor Martel or Ericsson? Actually, it's going to be Ericsson who might get the pass on him.
I don't think so. Unless Travis has made a mistake, we haven't. Oh, mind you, it's showing 5.8. The screen's showing 5.8. So either Kevin's putting an absolute banger of a lap. Now he's saying 0.7. So Pastrana's putting the gap back up. Let's see. So the predictor thinks not. I think maybe. I think he'll do it.
Just, you got to think about the conditions. Again, yesterday to today, I think the delta might have shrunk. But guess what?
Mate.
Travis wants to challenge him. So here we go. Going to the Joker lap. Can Travis Pastrana advance on to the final? We'll find out. Here comes Kevin Ericsson. He takes, obviously, not the Joker lap, but here goes Travis Pastrana. It looks like he will hold on.
Oh, Kevin Ericsson rolls! Ericsson rolls down the bank. Came out, clipped the exit of the Joker. Pastrana wins and goes straight through to the final. Ericsson may land on his wheels. He has. Can he get the car going again from there? I reckon he'll stop. He's only just recovered from a broken ankle, Jared.
At this point, Kevin Ericsson want to make sure he's okay, and that you see it, tenths of tenths, and that's what we're looking for. He wanted to push. He wanted to get it in there. Again, Kevin Ericsson, glad he's back, glad he's in the race. Let's make sure he's okay. Regardless, I'm sure his spotter's saying, "Hey, Travis, you won, but Kevin had a nasty roll behind you."
I don't think Travis would have been aware. So Travis has come off the Joker. I reckon it's interesting to see as Kevin maybe dropped it off the side of the road at the merge there.
He is. So here are the race results. Sensational way to start Nitro Rallycross. I mean, seriously, these racers are fighting tooth and nail. All electric, 1,000 horsepower, all-wheel drive, legends of the game. Again, super stoked to have Kevin Ericsson back in the mix. Let's take a look at the race results. And here it is. Travis Pastrana gets the win and advances on. You know what? He's going to be chilling. He can breathe. He can exhale. As we are seeing Fraser McConnell jumps up to second. Look at that. Connor Martel gets a bunch. Kevin Ericsson.
Yeah, he left the Joker late. Button gets P4. Ericsson with a big roll. Will we see him back later today or not?
That was a big crash. All right, so let's take a look back here as we just saw our first heat. Travis Pastrana advances on, but the big thing is Kevin Ericsson. He was fighting for it, but the dirt ended up getting him.
Yeah, here he comes. He just runs a little bit wide. It's like he picked up a bit of understeer mid-corner, then gunned it to get some oversteer and make the car turn in and just clip that super low bank between. Here it is. Look at the bank here. Look at the bank. Just rear wheel in, but it launches him over and then boom. Big shunt, and that's a lot of work for MSC to try and get that car back out.
Well, here we are. We are back to it. And again, the winner of this heat will advance on directly to the finals and join Travis Pastrana on the front row. Robin Larson, you got Ollie Ericsson, Andrew Carlson. This is his backyard. Ollie Bennett and Andreas Backrud is in the building, baby. He's back.
Unbelievable effort from that team to get the car ready in time. We'll talk you through what they did overnight to make it happen. But now just a few seconds remain until the green. We're going to send it down to turn one. See who gets there first. Larson, the top qualifier, chose to go in this heat, remember, but Ollie Ericsson was super quick. Carlson is the local man. Bennett on row two. Bennett with a good start from row two. Carlson trying to look up the inside of Ollie Ericsson. Ollie Ericsson's had a bad one. Sideways for Backward, trying to sneak in behind him. Down in P5, can't find his way past Bennett either. Bennett's inside Carlson as they head down to the hairpin. Larson's got the whole shot. Let's see who goes late on the brakes. Backward trying to come around the outside of Ollie Bennett. Larson leads from Ollie Eriksson. Backwards still stuck in 5th, but he goes alternate line now, Jared, and they both clip the bank and round. Ollie Eriksson. That's both Erikssons.
The Erikssons are getting violent out there. They're getting aggressive. They know what needs to be done because Robin Larson, the DRR, JC, RX Cartel vehicles, both Andreas Backwood, but Robin Larson has the target on his back. He's the guy to beat.
Backwood nearly followed him in when you saw, right? Eriksson's coming too close to the bank. Backwood's gone in with him and almost fired into the himself off in the same place. Backwood's now up to P3.
Look at Larson, back to form, man. Yeah, Larson, an absolute advantage. He is a weapon right now. The way Larson is driving, and again, I talked about it yesterday or with Pastrana driving at her. He says, Larson's just not making mistakes. He's absolutely dialed. The equipment is good. He's got a lot of confidence. He was nervous coming here last year. Got a little attitude right there. You see, again, keeping the tires, keeping those Yokohamas on the vehicle. Look at the blue groove.
Yeah, I was just
look at that. Look how dried up, and we're seeing more dust, which is a good thing.
Bennett's gone with Carlson and Backwood. I think Backwood would like to get past Carlson. Carlson's actually super quick. He's more comfortable in this car than he was in the Honda. Larson's gone quickest, so look at that lead, 2.0 seconds already.
Listen to that. That's a gravel machine gun,
now
baby.
We're talking.
Now we're talking, baby.
Now this car, the number 13, Jared, overnight, the roll cage was bent. They took out the middle section of the roll cage from Vaby's car that he used back in Lydden Hill in Sweden. And I promise you, none of that team have slept all night to get the job done. They're using the battery out of France's crashed car. The only panels on that car that remain from the previous car are the front air scoop with the Monster Energy logo on it, and at the rear, half the rear bumper. Everything else was smashed to bits.
Absolutely. Also, they took the batteries from Fraser McConnell's vehicle and put them in Andre. So it's a bit of a Frankenstein. It's a bit of a Frankenstein vehicle. I saw the guys this morning. They're like, haven't slept, took a shower, came straight here. The car was put together at 7:30 this morning.
If somebody offered you the battery from a car that was parked in a lake yesterday, Jared, what would you have said? I'd have said it's a hard no.
Look at Robin Larson, man, an absolute weapon out there. Again, that Dreyer Reinbold JC vehicle, the RX Cartel, they are doing it right now. But I'll tell you what, Carlson, he's making a great effort, but it's not enough. You need to be the winner in order to advance on. Backroad making an attack on Carlson. Okay, he goes for that Yokohama tire Joker lap. So Carlson goes around the outside.
He's freed Backwood up a bit now for this final lap push, but you know he's not going to get back to his teammate Larson with Larson being that far up the road.
No. Yeah, Larson, the white flag is out. And in this case, it is a mercy flag, courtesy of Mr. Robin Larson.
There's definitely a little kick on that jump, Jared. We saw yesterday tyres off for both Button and Joker predicted. Now he won't lose first. No. It's Backwood's 3 point. I think that's going from Backwood. He definitely won't lose first.
No.
It's Carlson you got to watch out for. They're on the last lap. Backwood's in a Joker with it.
That's way too much. I mean, we just saw that with Travis.
We think it's less,
held on to Eriksson.
With 5.8, wasn't it?
5.8, yeah. 5.8, 5.9. I think the delta is about probably 5. Anything less than 5, you're flirting with losing the lead.
So Robin Larson, your championship leader, remember, with a win at Lydden Hill and a P2 in Sweden, sweeps through the Joker lap. His teammate Andreas Backwood from the RX Cartel joins him in there on the standard lap. Carlson is not near enough. But you're looking at Ollie Eriksson coming over the line, but here comes Larson through the long left-hander. He's going to take the win from the TQ to go straight to the front row. Can anyone stop him?
Katie Osborne, there it is. She asked Larson yesterday. Again, you see Backwood grab second, and then you see Carlson grab third. But Katie Osborne yesterday asked him, are you going to celebrate? He says, not until tomorrow, which is today.
Yeah.
Right now, he's celebrating. He's got a smile underneath his face. Again, he's been celebrating a lot lately. He's got a lot of momentum coming from Europe, coming to the States. You could see the confidence.
And Backwood was on the back foot, as was McConnell, but with the results they got, McConnell was P2, Backwood was P2, Jared. They're going to go to the front row in the semi-finals. Talk about redemption. If they go through winning their semis, they'll be right behind Pastrana and Larson on the front. That would be unreal from yesterday's shunts to that position.
And Pastrana lost to Larson yesterday in the battle bracket.
Yeah.
Redemption is key. There are the results. Robin Larson gets the win. He's going to the finals. Backwood, Carlson, Bennett, and Eriksson.
So heat 2. Larson, Backwood looking chill. There's scratches on the crash helmet. That may be from yesterday. Bennett got such a good start, but he got out to the roost immediately, Jared. You can just see he loses a bit of ground, but Backwood's got nowhere to go. He'd like to go around Carson, but he can't because Bennett's there. He wants to go up the inside, he can't because Bennett's there. At this point, he's P5. Watch now, watch Eriksson. He gets too close to the bank, gets a little hop. Backwood followed him in. How Backwood missed him there is unbelievable.
Yeah, that was a great effort. But Larson, it's all him, man. Like I said, he got the win overall. TQ through the sticker sticker on the door, on the window, and it was a Larson show. Carlson tried to make an effort. Back route got up to that P2, but Carlson, you know, kudos to him. This is his first time in an FC1X. He knows the track more than anybody, but a great effort. But Larson comes out on top. There's a checkered flag for Larson. Here we are, 30 seconds to start in our side-by-side semifinal. We are seeing -1 vehicle. We are joined up here by the driver who went end over end yesterday, Robin Shute, 3-time Pikes Peak winner, an absolute legend and a heck of a guy. Unfortunately, he went end over end, so you're not out there on the track, but we got those 7 vehicles. What do you make of this track, Robin Shute?
This is such a fun track. It is like one big roller coaster, big jumps, big turns. It's just a good ride.
All right, here we go. You had a great ride yesterday, but unfortunately, you do have a smile on your face and you are here with us. So here we go. We are riding shotgun there with Terry Madden. Green means go. And here we are, Andrew Coley, Jared Deanda, and Robin Shute up here in the booth. And there is the start. What do we got, Coley?
Gregoire Michaud was on pole on the inside line, but it's Travis Pastrana who managed to go around the outside. Him and Michaud now are side by side as they head up towards turn 2. Pastrana looks like he's going to go later on the race. Watch from Michaud try and go, and also Robbie Madison backs it in almost into the door. Look at the contact of the back. Yeah, definitely. Dust up. So great start. Deegan was the one who nearly got hit. They're all running over that inside bank, Jared, like we saw earlier.
Yeah, we saw that earlier with Ollie Eriksson going into the bank. I mean, more ideal conditions than yesterday, Robin. What do you think? It's dustier out there, but it seems like the track is transforming properly.
That's it, yeah. When it's a little dry, it's just a little more grip. It goes more into my wheelhouse. I come from tarmac, not mud and dirt. So, yeah, I appreciate that. But the other thing is visibility. The mud caking up on your tear-offs visor is really hard to clear. Whereas the dust, yes, it's hard to see, but you don't have a dirty visor from it.
Yeah, the gravel machine guns and the Yokohama tires keep spinning here. For Travis Pastrana, again, Travis, a lot of momentum from yesterday into today. He really beat himself in the car last night. He was like, he lost $1,000 to Ben Mayer, by the way, too, because he says, all right, I'm going to show you a little humility. He bet him $1,000 that he would out-qualify him. Ben Mayer out-qualified Pastrana and Deegan. He handed him $1,000 cash over at the driver introduction.
It's a kind of lesson, I guess.
It's a large lesson.
I have a feeling Robin might have spent more money than that yesterday with his end-over-end crash. So,
exactly.
Yeah, it wasn't ideal, was it, mate? How was the ride?
Yeah, it was. I wouldn't recommend it. Definitely not. Yeah, it was pretty brutal. I got a bit bruised and battered, but yeah, walking around now, it's okay. Just a little sad for not racing.
Please go ahead.
So Madison's gone into the Joker this lap. Michaud, Meyer and Buffoni have all gone already. So Pastrana and Deegan are the only drivers who haven't been out. Need to wait until we see some splits a little bit later to see. But I think Michaud is close enough, Jared. If he's just coming over the crest now, the Canadian driver through the long right-hander in turn 1. So he's not far back from these two. I think he might get them.
Yeah, Greg Michaud, you can see him right there with that time split. He's hitting the fastest lap right now with he had a 56.5, which actually Deegan did beat him out with a 56.3. You see that right there with the fastest lap. But Pastrana getting the clean air. Brian Deegan absolutely nipping at his heels. Let's see if Deegan catch him. Deegan was absolutely flat out yesterday. He got the win, and watch this. I think he's going to go for a pass here. But again, you just want to be in the top 2. This is semifinal. Go to the final and basically get that front row, get that clean air, Robin.
That's it. Yeah, actually, the inside line at the start is super important here because that really sets up the rest of the start. So it's Deegan's going to go and want this first place in this heat.
All right, the white flag is out, and it's all Pastrana. He has more track time than anybody this weekend because he's doing double duty, obviously with Group E and the side-by-side.
Michaud's too close at the minute, Jared. He's only 4.2 seconds back, so watch out for Gregoire Michaud, possibly going to take the win here. So it might be actually that Pastrana and Deegan are fighting for that second place in the finals. Remember, the top 2 go through. Travis would really like to go straight there if he can.
Yeah, it would be easy and quick work for him, but look at Greg Michaud. He is sitting in third, 4.3 seconds. The Joker predictor says that he will lose the lead, but he's going to need to be tidy. And look at that, Deegan flirting with that berm. We saw Kevin Eriksson go into it earlier, but here we go. What's Travis going to do? What's Deegan going to do? Going into that Joker lap, both of them go in. Now watch Greg. He goes that inside line. These guys are both taking that Yokohama Tire Joker lap. Can the Canadian get the victory? Again, you just want to be the top 2, Coley.
Michaud coming out the Joker. Gosh. He's in front clearly. A couple of really quick laps in the middle of that run. So Gregoire Michaud coming round the take the checker flag, followed over the line by Travis Pastrana and Brian Deegan, close together. Top two will go through, but Travis would have wanted to be P1 in that. Michaud, what a drive.
Yeah, that was great. Really good driving by Michaud. He did get on the box yesterday. Again, it's a double-header weekend, so this being game day for Group E, they have their singular podium victories, but both side-by-side and next, they have independent days. Some great racing there. What do you think, Robin?
Really good. You can see Greg Ross dialed in today. He's really found some extra pace. I'm sure Brian Deegan's going to be a little bit annoyed not getting through on this heat.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So you can see as the propeller swings in the back, Michaud finds himself in that top spot. Him and Pastrana will move on in that front row, and then Brian Deegan, Madison Mayer, Leticia Bafani, and Terry Madden was early out. So unfortunate for Terry Madden, that black rifle side-by-side. So, all right, let's take a look. Some standout moments here. Pretty straight up racing. Don't know what happened to Terry Madden. Did you see?
You mentioned the contact, Jared, in turn one. That's what I wanted to look at, because we were obsessed with what was going on at the front. So at the front you can see Michaud and Pastrana and Deegan. Robbie Madison backing him around the outside. There's Ben Meyer. Yeah, there was a bit of contact, wasn't there, between Terry and it must have been Bafani, I think, at the back of the pack. So maybe there was some damage there. It didn't look like hard contact, but there you go.
Yeah, Terry had a rollover in the previous heat, so maybe there's some more damage.
There you go. Are we going to see you back out in these, Robin? I know you're keen to do some more off-road stuff. We're trying to slowly drag you over to the dark side of muddy motorsport.
The dirty side.
The dirty side, yeah. Definitely. I think Glenn Helen will be back.
Here he is, Robin Shue. We're talking about the dark side, the dirty side, whatever you want to call it. 3-time Pikes Peak winner driving the Wolf, but the Senate Club, bro.
Yeah, man. But Jared, they used to have dirt at Pikes Peak. They've taken it all away. It's all pavement now, which that's horrible, I think.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Tell me how you really feel, Cole.
It should be dirt. It should be dirt.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, it was Loeb, wasn't it? It took the record with the Peugeot when it went to the first year to all pavement. Then it was with the Volkswagen IDR, and I know that you guys, the Sendy Club, and your little group of geniuses are desperately trying to take that record, aren't you? But the weather's gone against you.
That's it. Yeah, I've been racing there 5 years, and I'm still yet to have a clear run up to the top, and I've won it 3 times. So,
really?
Yeah, it's rare you get a good day up there, but we're working on it. Our car's getting to the pace of the mountain record. So yeah, maybe next year we'll go for it.
Yeah, what do you think of the side-by-sides?
I love them. They're a lot of fun. I love flying. It's a good time. It's better when I don't fly.
But not Pikes Peak.
No, sir.
No, don't go end over end at Pikes Peak, please. All right, so Robin Shute here, Andrew Coley, I'm Jared Dienda. We saw side-by-side semifinals. Next stop will be Group E semifinals.
Finishing second in battle brackets here. Kevin Eriksson, a different kind of day. We're watching the car come off. From your point of view, how are you?
Well, I'm fine. So right now, for sure, I'll be sure it was a hard roll, but yeah, I'm fine.
Now the car, in what condition is it, and is the team going to get it ready and fixed for the rest of today?
No, I'm not gonna.
You're done?
Yeah, it's no point. It's that hard roll, I can't imagine it's okay. Sadly, I've had 2 things to say, and the SXX are destroying the track too much. And the tires we are running can't handle what we are doing. So that's the 2 things we have been hunting for a long time. Sadly, we have 3 big crashes because of it. So here we are. So maybe I should have stopped earlier, but I don't know. I love racing. I love the car. I love the track. It's just a couple of things that doesn't add up at the moment.
Yeah, it sounds that way for Kevin Eriksson and team.
I'm Oliver Eriksson from Stockholm, Sweden. I'm running Nitro Rallycross with Oldsberg 7C in X1X. What I like about it is that it's made for extreme tracks. Supercar last year we saw they got a good beating from the Nitro tracks. And the Nitro tracks brings out what us drivers are eager to do. Now we have a car that can cope with the tracks as well. We can really put it all on the line there. We got 35 centimeters of suspension, so we can jump further than ever before. We have the acceleration 0 to 60 in 1.5 seconds or less. We have all the technology in the car that our road car doesn't have today. We're pushing the limits of electric sustainability. It really is a step for the future, and to build on the environment, everything in well shape for us to continue racing.
Nitro Rallycross is brought to you by A-Shock Energy, a modern performance energy drink created for today's active generation. And Guaranteed Rate, now more than ever, you need the best. And Yokohama Tire, make every drive a performance. We are excited, man. A beautiful day. Yesterday we saw some rain. Today, I see a few clouds, but I think we're dry. I think you know the forecast says it's going to be beautiful and it's going to see some high flying cars.
They definitely can. We've seen some high flying cars, maybe not in quite the way he wanted. I feel a bit sorry for Kevin Eriksson. You know, broken ankle, missed the UK round, the Swedish round. Came back here, pulled a wheel off on the first day. Then he nearly took TQ on the second day, didn't he? And Larson nicked it off him at the last corner. Comes back out and he's had a massive roll. So it's a lot of work for that team to do, and we've already used up a significant number of spares.
This is what it's looking like right now. We've already seen Group E. We've seen some drivers, and those two are already in the final. And notably, Travis Pastrana. You got to think that, you know, he spent a lot of time with us up in the booth in Sweden. Means he didn't make it to the final. But Robin Larson, the target's on his back. I mean, an absolute masterclass yesterday. Got Kevin Eriksson, as you said, on that last turn yesterday. Got him, and now here he is in the final.
He's got pole, which is amazing, Jared. That right-hand side, we very rarely, unless you get a banger of a start, you're going to hold the inside line. The thing is, Pastrana's the one guy I'd bet money on trying to go all the way around the outside to get the inside line for turn 2. So, yeah, it's going to be a great matchup.
Yeah, I'm excited. We got 10 cars, the full field, and only 8 will be. So semifinal winners in row 2, semifinal second winners in row 3, and then finally LCQ, the last chance qualifier, who is going to round out. Again, we have 10 cars, only 8 of them, 2 will be watching from the sidelines.
So if Kevin Eriksson doesn't come back, I guess it's a case of, you know, do we see Jensen Part and Ollie Bennett in there? Those guys will be fighting to try and get in anyway.
Yeah, well, we're talking about the racers, but another gentleman that has so much fun out in the paddock with the fans is our boy Street Bike Tommy. Tommy, what are you doing now?
Good morning, ERX. We are here at NRX in the States, back in the beautiful US of A on hallowed ground. This is where the tides will change today. Travis Pastrana is going to be bringing it home for Team USA. Look for that podium. At the very tippy top is going to be the red, white, and blue. I've come here to show my support, and luckily the Carlsons have allowed me to set up my own little tailgate. I put a lot of work into this. It took me a few hours to get this all put together. I'm going to be serving burgers, dogs. I got the whiskey tent over here. I got RC cars over here. We got cornhole. We got chess if you want to play that. But today's going to be a fun day, and we're going to be handling some serious fanfare, so come see me.
And that is America right there. And another American is Andrew Carlson. Of course, he's a rookie here to Group B, but he's no stranger to this racetrack. It's a hometown race. His family owns it. And in fact, I just saw his wife and 3 kids, and they said, we're going to go watch Daddy race. I was asking him kind of what his focus is. And he said, realistically, I'm just trying to get a clean lap. I'm going to try and make it to the finals without having to go to that LCQ. And I guess for anybody who's new in this game, just straight away getting to the finals is key. Meanwhile, over here, it's Fraser McConnell. Earlier, we asked him what was his confidence level. He said it's an 11. Well, in fact, he just told me he's sitting at a 12 right now. I asked him a little bit about his feels going into the semifinal, and he said, well, the side-by-sides had just gone out there, and now it does make him a little bit nervous knowing what the track conditions can be after those side-by-sides. But he also said that's a positive. It does make him a little bit worried, but it is a positive because he knows what to know. Fraser McConnell going out there in the semis.
Awesome. Well, Katie gets some great insight down there from Fraser McConnell, and I'm seeing another gentleman up here. He's got a monster can in his hand, and we got Robin Larson up here. But taking a look at this track with our drone pilot here, it's transformed from yesterday very wet, very slick to now dry. Also, you'll see in the corners what they call the blue groove. That's where the rubber is being laid down. That's the ideal line. You don't want to go up into that cushion, the soft stuff, but you can see they've been doing a really good job maintaining this course. All that.
Yeah, they absolutely have. And we got someone here who can tell us a little bit more about it, Jared. I mean, we think we know what we're talking about, but this guy is the current championship leader, the TQ man, the winner of his heat race, Robin Larson. Robin, what a great track. I know you came in last year, you weren't quite so fond of it, but this year you're absolutely loving it.
Yeah, it's insane. The hardest part is that it changes so much, so quickly. Now it's looking really, really good.
Yeah.
So hopefully the guys will run it as it is now. No ruts or anything, so it will be really nice, and the speed's going up so quickly, so they can really send it on the backward straight. So use that push to pass.
Who's the biggest challenge for you? Name names. I need names, Robin.
It's got to be Travis.
Travis then.
Okay. Travis.
Everybody's a threat. I mean, to be quite honest.
It's a really strong field. So, but Travis looked really strong on the qualification, and now he's up there in the pole position, but left to me. So, gotta keep him on the outside.
Okay, cool. So we're going to take a look back at some replays from early. Get
good.
Some insight from Robin. Yeah, it's Andreas. Here are you, though, on the front row. Absolutely brilliant start. Bit of carnage going off behind you. But at this point, I guess it's nice, isn't it? You know, I know you're watching your mirrors a bit, but out front, got what you wanted.
I don't look at the mirrors. You can see anything at all.
Really?
I just go by the spotters, and it was a really nice run. You could drive on like 90% all the laps, and just take it in.
What's interesting, we saw Kevin Eriksson's crash when he tried to get Travis there earlier. Travis eventually got the win. The tires debeating. I mean, it seems like your lines are really smooth. You have to keep your equipment underneath you. Is there any sort of strategy there? Because I think you are driving really smooth. Obviously, you're out front. How does that kind of play a role, keeping the equipment underneath you?
You gotta keep out of the punctures, but of course now it was the perfect heat for me with Oliver spinning, and I got that 10-meter gap right from the start, so I didn't have to push. I know I gotta push in the final if you gotta beat Travis, but as it was now, it was perfect. Then you can go a little bit understeered into the corner, so you don't want to go send if you don't need it. So, but in the final we need to take that risk and really go for it. So the tracks allow it to do it. So,
what's the score when you were sitting in your garage and your two mates come in with two badly written off cars? Like, does that freak you out at all? Does it knock your confidence? I mean, you actually bicycled on two wheels just before the shunts for Andreas and Fraser. So you saved it and they didn't. Maybe that just makes you the man. But more
little luck there, right?
Yeah, a little bit luck. It was really close.
Yeah.
So it could be 3 cars or. Yeah, it was so scary to see both of the cars getting totally wrecked, and then going 10 minutes after that, they going back to the qualification. It was not the best qualification I've done in my life. So it was like, really sketchy, but really glad that they're okay.
Yeah, nerve-wracking. Well, again, you're in the final. Take a sip, because guess what? The other gentleman that's on the front row with you is with Katie Osborne. That's Travis Pastrana.
Well, this weekend's all about the Americans making a splash, and Travis Pastrana has at least started the day with a little bit of splash here all the way through, and you got some, don't have to worry about as much today.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, started out yesterday's practice, P1, qualified pole, and then, I blew it. I ran wide on the corner, had a great battle though, a lot of fun, and then hit the wall. So I feel like for the first time this year, I'm the quickest driver. Connor Martell, he was second in practice. We were both significantly ahead of everybody else, but we still got to race. We still got to have the racecraft, and we got to not mess up. So it's good to be starting pole for the final. Really excited about that. I lost $1,000 to a 13-year-old in the Can-Am class today, so got to beat Deegan and Ben, the 13-year-old kid over there. But I feel really good on this side.
Is that what the bet was? $1,000?
I was trying to teach him a lesson in humility, and then
how's the humility feel?
Talk about your all-time backfire.
The ego there. As it relates to this track, though, you talk about it's a hero dirt. The track itself is coming together. Clearly, it's making you smile. How much fun is it?
There's not many things in this world that make me smile more than when I see the Carlson's track here at ERX, and you're always sideways. You're just flowing. You're not high off the ground, but you're never on the ground. It's so much fun to drive. These cars are so fast, and I cannot wait to get in the final. Hopefully, get through that first corner clean, and then it's going to be a great battle.
You like roller coasters?
This is the best roller coaster I've ever been on.
Guys?
Cole, it's a beautiful day. Again, Robin Larson joining us. He's sitting comfortable right now. He's actually going to watch the racecraft that we're about to see, because obviously we're going to see, he's going to be joined by 7 other vehicles, one of which is already Travis Pastrana.
Yeah, Travis, two to go through from each of these semi-finals. Just looking at the front row here, it's McConnell. Andrew Carlson should be moving up to the front row. Yeah, he is. Which one of the races? Kevin would have been in the second semi-finals. Kevin Eriksson, wondering whether or not they've had time to fix that car. How do you feel about being out of the car? Just quickly, you know, you're missing a couple of races now, and these guys are still getting seat time and feeling the conditions. What, you know, what's the score?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
One and done, you're chilling. He's in street clothes, he's not his race suit, he had lunch, he was hanging out with his lady.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
We've seen a lot of punctures and crashes, so it's good saving up those tires, and
Jenson Button, there he is, Jenson Button, 2009 Formula 1 world champion, continuing to try and learn the trade of rallycross. You had a race with him yesterday. Pretty cool to race Jenson Button, isn't it? And you know, he came up here and was like, look, I'm getting my butt handed to me on a plate because all these guys are amazing rallycross drivers.
Yeah.
But I think it's great to see him here.
Yeah, I watched the YouTube afterwards on the hotel, and he explained how difficult it was for him.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How difficult driving FC1X is.
Yeah, and driving it here in Minnesota, it's not the best track to start at.
No, it's hard, isn't it?
Well, I mean,
when you get it straight, there's a new jump.
Right.
Then you get it straight, there's a new jump.
Right.
It's
but
really
where's the best place to start? I mean, again,
it's somewhere simple, not
Tarmac.
too scary.
Yeah,
he'd be great on
I think it would be really good in Lydden.
Yeah, okay. And the reasoning why is that? Just
it's
flowy, less
90% tarmac.
That's
and
true.
It's like
Race
they are
track.
really good at tarmac, so they we would look bad there.
Well, so there we are. We are seeing our grid, and again, the winner of this semifinal will advance on, joining Robin Larson and Travis Pastrana. We have an 8-car final in Group E. That's the most cars we're going to see on track at the same time. Should be really exciting. So, as again, we look Jenson Button, but he is joined with 3 other vehicles here on the semifinal. 30 seconds to race, Coley, and watch this. What, Robin, have you been up here before and watched Coley just go ahead and hit the RPM? He hits the rev limiter.
No.
Watch this.
I heard
Watch and listen. Here we go. There's our Group E semifinal. The Jamaican one. Big up Fraser McConnell in that DRR JC vehicle. Andrew Carlson, Dreyer Reinbold, and on that back row, you got Jenson Button, as you said, Coley, 2009 F1 champion, and then rounding out the bunch, Ollie Eriksson.
McConnell versus Carlson now on the front row. Carlson with the home advantage, but that's not going to help him at the start. Who's going to get the grip? Red lights on, then we'll go green. On the back row there, Jenson Button on the inside. Can he book himself a place in the final here away from the line? We're on board with the drone. Brilliant start off the front row from Fraser McConnell around the outside. Eriksson trying to go. Carlson runs all the way out wide. Eriksson going to get alongside Carlson now on the inside line down towards the hairpin. Oh, landing on the back wheels, Jenson Button. Brilliant start by Fraser McConnell. Here comes Eriksson sideways, looking to go inside. Carlson going to take the left-hand lane. Eriksson going to slot in shortly. Carlson goes right. Eriksson goes left. This is where he made a pass earlier today. And where he had his spin as well.
Yeah, I told you, he hits that RPM right there. Hit that rev limiter there. But Ollie Eriksson, as he went and swung out wide, he did not get it. I'll tell you what, Carlson is looking really, really good. He's defending his line, he's throwing his elbows out, and blocking a very aggressive Ollie Eriksson.
Remember, the top 2 go through, so you only want to be in that top 2 to book a slot. But with Ollie Eriksson behind, Carlson cannot afford to relax at all. Into the Joker lap, Jenson Button. Talk us through the Joker, Robin.
Yeah, it's really tricky and really slippery, and you really need to nail that exit. It's really tricky.
Super narrow on the exit, concrete wall right next to you.
Yeah, Jenson Button, the only one taking that Yokohama Tire Joker lap, but not part of the equation. He needs to gain a lot of ground here, 3 seconds behind. But Fraser McConnell, this is great for him. That's a new car. So again, compared to Andreas Backer and the team thrashed until 7:30 in the morning. Look at Big airing it out. Carlson kind of left the door open there for Ollie Eriksson. He gained some ground.
Through that narrow section at the back. This is one of my favourite bits of the track. Super committed here. You see Carlson running himself into the outside bank. McConnell rotates the car through that left-hander. What's the trick to a good lap here, Robin? Is flow?
Hope Andrew is getting wide a little bit here and there, so now it's going. Oliver's going now.
Okay, Oliver's gone into the Joker lap.
Now they need to nail this lap.
Yeah, he's got to absolutely smash this one. Do you think Carlson will go on the next lap? He'll surely respond.
Yeah. They need to respond.
Did you see Ollie on that Joker lap? That was mint. Like, I mean, the car was not disrupted at all. He just set it and forget it. You saw that front left tire just right on that edge, not disrupting the car.
Exactly that, Jared. Straight wheels on the exit, get those diffs working, get the car pulling all the way forward.
Yeah, that was really good. So Carlson there in second. You see Fraz McConnell, like I said, he is driving a backup vehicle. He got in that big crash yesterday. They said, you know what, we can only fix 2. They worked on Andreas Backerud's vehicle. Again, the top 2 advance. Fraz with the fastest lap. Joker Predictor, where Carlson hold on to it. They're saying, yeah, they say he will hold on to it because 6.3 seconds. Ollie Eriksson is back there.
Robin Larson's got to go. He's just had a text message saying he's getting 2 sighting laps directly off this. He wants to watch the exit. He can't leave. He's prioritising it. Carlson coming in the Joker.
Gotta nail that one.
Watch for the inside line now. Ollie Eriksson coming up over the fences where his brother rolls. Eriksson going to get it. Carlson side by side. Eriksson going to run him out towards the wall. Contact between them. Carlson slots in P3 over the jump.
And look at that. So Eriksson
inside, looking into turn 1. Carlson going to try and make the pass. Now he runs Eriksson out wide. Gets it back. Great pass in turn 1. First time we've seen that this weekend.
Well done there by Carlson, getting it back from Ollie Eriksson, and that was some good racing. Okay, look at this. We got, I mean, hey, you had a great pass, by the way, yesterday, Robin Larson. We failed to mention that on his brother, Kevin Eriksson. You got that tiki spot. I mean, you're the man to watch, obviously, this weekend, but look at Ollie Eriksson's game on the ground.
I think he's got the rear of Carl's broken, the car's crabbing. That was quite a big hit up at the hairpin. What's your thoughts on it, Robin? Oh, off to the side. So I think one of the rear toe links broken. You can see the rear left pointing away. Fraser McConnell coming round. Remember, Fraser ended yesterday after a massive roll, sitting in the pond outside turn 1 in the semi-final here. McConnell goes straight through for row 2. Brilliant drive by him. Eriksson gets P2, but it was a pretty physical pass on Carlson up at turn 1. And Jenson Button not too far behind. The world champion Formula 1 driver continues to improve here on the dirt.
A great victory there for Fraser
Lucky I'm not the judge.
Robin, we better let you go, mate.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Robin. Good luck, bro. See you on the podium. Again, if you got to celebrate. You got to celebrate today.
He literally got a WhatsApp from the team manager going, you have 2 sighting laps directly after semi-2. He looked at it and showed it to me as I've got to go.
All right, let's take a look back. Here it is. Fraser McConnell, big ups for the A-Shock Energy pilots from Jamaica, the Dreyer Reinbold JC vehicle. Ollie Eriksson slides in a second after a little bit of a bash there, a little bit of mosh pit.
There were a couple of great passes in there. That one was pretty physical. But, you know, we want to see them race. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying of the passes, that one was the most sort of elbows out. We're not the stewards, luckily. We don't ever have to throw anybody under the bus. We'll leave that for the people in race control.
Yeah, exactly. They're downstairs. We're up in the tower.
What about Fraser McConnell then? Check this out. Ended yesterday as didn't do anything yesterday. Time practice in this very corner. Binned it over the K-rail into the pond. I sat with him at lunch. It was hilarious, Jared. He said, the water was coming up. He said, I'm sitting there, I was thinking about the battery. He said, I didn't want my feet to go in it because I didn't want to get wet. So he just sat in the car until they dragged his car out. Everyone's going, oh my God, do you think he's okay? He just didn't want to get his boots wet, basically. So they dragged the car out the pond. He was a little bit concerned about the battery, but actually that battery's being used today in backwards car. He had nothing to worry about. But this, Jared, is what a turnaround. Absolutely fantastic.
Watch this. Yeah, so Carlson, a great turnaround. But watch Carlson. He gets him. Ollie almost gets it. He gets him back. Okay. All right. That was clean. It was good.
Yeah, that's
It gets
really
a little aggressive on turn 2. Watch Carlson gets it back.
This is a lovely move.
But right here.
Look at that. It's a tiny bit of contact.
Okay,
you can see why Ollie's got the grump.
Yeah. All right. So some aggressive racing there, but that's what we want to see. We'll see if there are any repercussions. It wasn't that.
What do you reckon? Yeah, it's the. Yeah, okay.
We are finding out that it is under review. And again, it wasn't that hit that you saw Carlson. I think it was actually
the one up at turn 2.
Yeah,
it's Eriksson. It's Eriksson on it.
While we kind of scrutinize this, or they scrutinize it, let's throw it down to Katie Osborne.
Well, there's been a wait here on pre-grid as Connor Martell has not made his way down here yet. And as you can see here, but behind me, he is making his way in. But Andreas Backerud has been out here for just a little bit. You gentlemen were talking about what is the trick to making a good lap around here. Andreas just told me the trick is not rolling the car, but he also said it's also about consistency at this track. He said it's constantly changing, and you've got to set your laps up and your moves up way in advance. So it's reading the track in the right way. And that, as this track is changing, the holes are developing, it is deteriorating, that just makes it one step harder for these guys to make sure that they can get to the final.
as we went around the car, Jared, I was just identifying the 3 panels that was on it from the car yesterday. Right. One on the front and that little blue strip on the rear window. That's about everything that was recovered from Andreas Backerud. Right, on board with Carlson. This is, he's in the Joker. Ericsson's on the standard lap, and you've got to watch now for Ericsson coming out on the inside and forcing him wide. Now, I think this is good. Have a look.
Yeah, I think this is straight up. You know, Carlson comes out, but the big hit I think that was under review is in turn 2. So you see Carlson, you see Ericsson kind of pushing him out there, but I think the big one was actually in turn 2.
Yeah, so this
Carlson
is turn 1. Yeah, and I think if you look at that, Jared, I would have those 2 contacts as roughly equal. The exit of the last corner, they're into the first corner.
This is the big one.
Now here's the biggie. Yeah.
So going here into turn 2, and watch Carlson come in, and bing, that was and you can see him kind of pushing out. So let's take a look. This is coming out of the drone.
So Ollie open, he doesn't really open up his steering. He allows the car to understeer wide, which you would do because you want to block the other driver off. Now Carlson goes in deep here. Look, Ericsson's got a bit too much rotation mid-corner. 2 great moves.
Yeah.
Ericsson now outside, so Carlson's gone defensive on the brake, so he's going to have to come in more slowly. Ericsson is coming in more quickly for the wide type. If Carlson had slid a little bit wider, Jared, the move's on. But I think Carlson nailed it onto the exit, and you can see now, look, the rear left is already making the car crab, and it's a bit of a shocker.
All right, so again, don't know if the call was reversed between Carlson. I believe Carlson might have slid up to. We'll find out. We'll get some clarification here from the officials.
Kevin Ericsson, can't see him on the back of the grid at the minute, Jared. That's not ideal. Here we go.
Here we are, 30 seconds to race. This is our semifinal. Again, the semifinal, the top 2 advance on that front row. Andreas Backerud, Dreyer Reinbold, JC, and of course they are the RX Cartel right on that front row as well. Connor Martel, Vermont Sports Car. On the back row, you got Ollie Bennett and no Kevin Ericsson. He rolled earlier in the race, and obviously he is ready. He's not running, so unfortunate. Very unfortunate for Kevin Ericsson. All right, so 2 of the drivers will advance on. We'll find out if we get Kevin back in the mix.
Away from the line then, good start by Connor Martel on the outside, but Backerud gains a bit of ground. Martel trying to go the long way round. Backerud gets into his door, Martel runs wide. Bennett maybe going to gap alongside Connor Martel. Over the big jump now, flying that super long. Bennett slotted in behind him. Where are they? Up at turn 2, there they are. Backerud, Martel has a look inside. They're surely going to go opposite sides here. Backerud squeezes them in. They've gone in different lanes, Jared. So Backerud's gone outside. Martel hits the wall, gets super sideways, maybe loses a bit of time. If it wasn't for that, I reckon he might have got Backerud, but it's Andreas who leads.
Yeah, really well done control, but there by Connor Martel. But we are getting physical, you know, going off of that first semifinal heat, now into this, you're seeing that they really, really need to push. So Connor Martel trying to gain some ground on Andreas Backerud. They're all right, so Ollie Bennett goes for that Joker lap.
That's the right move, Jared. He knows those 2 are getting into it. So what he's hoping now is these 2 will get into it too much, like we saw with Carlson and Ericsson. That opens the door up for him to go through. Bennett hasn't made it through to the final yet. He'd absolutely love to do so. And if he's only got to be not 3rd in this race, and he makes it through to his first final in Nitro Rallycross in these FC1s.
Look at Connor Martel. He's getting really loose. You can see Andreas Backerud, we talked about with Robin, how smooth he was. So you got to think that driving style. See if Connor Martel can dive in on Andreas.
He's done it. So Martel gets inside. Now that for me was a little bit cleaner. We need to see from the outside to see whether or not Backerud ran a bit deeper, but the difference there was not a huge impact, Jared. So he's done the exact same move that we saw Ericsson doing a minute ago on Carlson, but I think he's done it a little bit more cleanly.
Yeah. So we'll run that back. But as we were riding with Connor Martel, really good execution. Andreas Backerud just opened the door way too big. So Backerud now goes for the Yokohama Tire Joker lap. Let's see how clean and tidy he does it. Not as tight as Ollie, still a little loose, and you gotta love just that gravel just going, you know, with the electric vehicles, and you just hear all the gravel.
He's super patient in there though, Jared. He waited a long time on the throttle. He hooked a wheel over the berm on the exit as well. So Backerud there has nailed his joke lap on. The gap is only 5.9. I was talking to Joel Kristofferson at lunchtime, and he was saying he reckons it's down to 5.6 now. That you said this morning that the track had dried up, and you were absolutely bang on.
Yep. All right, so look at the Joker predictor.
They're saying 4.6.
Okay, they're saying that obviously, you know, with Backerud being threatened by Ollie Bennett, they're saying he's going to hold on to it.
Right, let's see then whether or not the gap is enough. 6.2 it is at the minute, so Martel is really tramping on out there. He looked so good in this car yesterday, made a mistake early on in his battle bracket race, Now he goes into the joke lap. So Martel, and he's gone a lap early, so he's defending for Bakkerud. He doesn't want to wait until lap 4, doesn't want to give the Norwegian a chance to go for 2 laps. That is a great joke lap. Absolutely bang on the money, and as I say that, he just gets a little bit too sideways on the exit.
He was flirting with that berm. We talked about how tight it is when you exit that joker lap, and you're flirting with the wall, you're flirting with the berm. We saw Kevin going to the berm. He did puncture a tire right before going into the berm. But Connor, these Vermont sports cars are looking really good. And again, the statement was made before the show. This America, man. And Connor, you can see just his race face is on.
Bakkerud's getting wild in the background, trying to catch up with him. He is closing that gap down a bit. That's the kind of drive we saw yesterday from Martel. I say he just looked in super slippery conditions. Both him and Travis looked like they were on top of the car. So Vermont sports car got it a little bit dialed here. This is a great drive.
All right, nice job by Connor Martel, and looks like he's going to finish it out. We got a couple more turns for glory for Connor Martel. Remember, top 2 advance on to Phil and join the other remaining drivers. And we will have an 8-car final for our Group E. And Connor Martel, the Vermont sports car, gets the checkered flag. Andreas Bakkerud, he opened the door, and guess what? Andreas Bakkerud just locked it in. There you go. Let's go, he says.
He's excited. That's 2 out of the 3 American drivers through to the final at the first USA round of Nitro Rallycross. It was a good pass, I think. Bennett coming through now at the end of his run. Has he had a problem? Bennett seems to be a fair way back. He must, Bennett's got some sort of an issue.
Yeah, he's kind of crawling through.
So Bakkerud's going through to row 3. And remember, Bakkerud is the other driver who yesterday was taken to hospital after absolutely wrecking his car. I thought we might hear what was said there in the door. Connor Martel takes the win for Vermont Sports Car. Andreas Bakkerud in P2 for DRRJC and the RX Cartel. Ollie Bennett will have to go through to the last chance qualifier. Can he make it to his first final in the FC1X?
All right, looks like we are set with those drivers. Again, they are advancing on, but we still have one more stop for our Group E vehicles, and that is the LCQ to finally solidify who is going to be in the final. It's a beautiful day out here at ERX, Elk River Extreme Motorsports Park. That's right, I'm Jared Deanda, Andrew Coley. We are your tour guides, but the race is on here at ERX. So an exciting, beautiful day here. And again, we saw some rain yesterday, but guess what? We've seen all the seasons. We saw wet, now we see dry. It's ideal out here on this track. I love this track. The roller coaster is absolutely delivering. And this is the first of 3 in the lower 48. So I'm excited because I get to sleep in my own bed when we go to Glen Helen. So I'm excited for that. But let's take a look back here. It was all Bakkerud until it wasn't, because he opened the door and Connor says, all right, I'll come in.
We'll see the pass in a moment. So this was Martel almost up alongside. Watch now, he goes to the left lane, Bakkerud goes to the right lane, and Martel actually has a big moment on the run down the hill. So he hits the bank here on the left look, pushes the nose over. Several drivers have done that. We saw Ericsson do it this morning, and Bakkerud followed him in. This is the move. Yeah, that is bang on the money. That is a fantastic move. That's what Carlson was hoping it wouldn't happen when he kept it on the inside. Ericsson was hoping there would be a bit more of a gap, and there wasn't. So, yeah, the move's fair in my opinion. We had no further action from semi-final 1, so they're saying that move was on as well. Okay, we're getting our elbows right out.
All right, I think Carlson would like to say different, but that's the results. And again, he does go to the LCQ to try to get in here. But Carlson, definitely a talented driver, man. He's delivering again for his foray into the Group E. I think he's obviously the most familiar with this track. This is his backyard. So really excited here as the fans are beginning to come in. Next stop for us will be NRX Next, literally. All right, so again, it's a beautiful day here at ERX, and we take a look at that all-new Yokohama Tire Joker lap on the far side of the track, and here's how it's shaping up. TP and Robin Larson are on the front row, and joining them on row 2, Fraser McConnell, and Connor Martel, and then Andreas Bakkerud and Ollie Eriksson. So again, that call was not reversed between Carlson and Eriksson. Andrew will have to fight for it in the LCQ, and that's those final 2 spots.
Yeah, now are we going to see Kevin Eriksson in the LCQ or not? Obviously, it was a scratch in the last one. So you've got Eriksson, you've got Carlson, and then we've got the 2 cars from Excite Energy Racing, we've got Jensen Button, and we've got Ollie Bennett. So will either of the British drivers make it and uphold the honour? But more importantly, yeah, can Carlson get the final at home? He'd love to, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great victory for him. And
3 USA drivers in there, Jared. Then you can get your podium sweep.
That's right.
USA.
That's right. I feel like you're mocking me.
No, I mean, I want to be part of the gang.
Exactly.
I was a bit gutted not to be a part of the state of the nation.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so again, we will see next in a little bit. Let's throw it down to Katie Osborne, who's with the legend.
Yeah, he is a legend, in fact, and it's all about learning for Jensen Button. Okay, yesterday we were talking about the fact that this is not yet that fun. Can we qualify it that way yet after the heats?
Yeah, it was a little bit better the last run. Had some clear. I purposely did the Joker so I could just focus on just driving and getting used to driving on dirt. So yeah, it was fine, but yeah, still a long way off the pace. So yeah. We'll see. I mean, I know what's going to happen in the LCQ, but I'm just going to go out there and do some laps. It's another 3 laps of experience, so that's the most important thing.
There was a point in that race that the guys were calling it that you were making some good moves. You had done a good Joker. They were pretty impressed with that.
The Joker was horrific. That was the one bit that was horrific. So I think I lost a couple of seconds, but apart from that, the lap times weren't horrific. So it's okay, but it's throwing new things at us every time, and it's just a shock to the system. But it's if I'm not in the final, it means I get to watch a fantastic race out there.
Yeah, that's right. You were talking about respect to these drivers. What is maybe the most challenging aspect of being the driver out there for you at this point?
I think it's that most of these guys have raced on dirt since they were kids, and I raced at Baja once, and that's it. So it's that whole thing. You develop at a young age. It's very easy to learn things at a young age. When you're in your 40s, it takes a little bit more time. So I need a couple of days testing. So that's the big thing. But the jumps are really good fun. But it's hitting them straight on as well. That's the big thing. As we've seen a lot of moments from everyone really coming off the rump sideways, tires coming off the wheel, but also incidents. So that's the thing. As long as I hit this jump straight, I have fun in the air, and it's just learning every lap with using the handbrake and just trying to enjoy it out there. The last run was fun. It's just obviously I was a couple of seconds off the guy in third, so I'm getting better.
So as it relates to pressure, I know a lot of these guys who feel like this is their MO, this is what they do all the time. They have such a desire to be winning, right? But you're at that point. Is it win, or is it just to get comfortable at this point in time?
At the moment, it's just get the car round to the finish and get as many laps under my belt. So this morning's heat was a bit frustrating.
say aloha flavor. We know pizza. It's literally in our name.
Pizza Hut. Yeah, we know pizza. Pizza Hut. For the love of pizza. Pizza Hut.
Is it win or is it just to get comfortable at this point in time?
At the moment, it's just get the car around to the finish and get as many laps under my belt. So this morning's heat was a bit frustrating.
it was mega. Absolutely loved it.
Oh, it's a good time for sure.
I'd love to try one on a track like this. I mean, especially with these jumps. Although the jumps is the one thing I was absolutely terrible at. Well, no, only on the one lap. But the lap where it went wrong.
Yeah, it only takes one.
It's only one. I guess that's a bit like you. Here's it. It was only terrible on the one lap.
Sure, everything else was great.
The rest of it was fine.
We have a serious breakaway here from McGuinness. So going for the Yokohama Tire Joker lap is Kasper Janssen. Goes around the outside, and McGuinness obviously creates a larger gap between him and Janssen. And Lane Michaela looks like he jumps up into that second position. What's at stake here, Coley? Are we advancing here?
Yeah, we've got drivers advancing straight to the final from this. I think it should be 2 from each of these semis. Then the rest of them will go to the LCQ. So we had 8 entries. Actually, one had to pull due to injury before the weekend. So all the cars would make it to the final. But as we all know, you need to be as far up that grid as you can possibly be. So every one of these races counts. The sooner you go through to the final, the less hammering you're putting on the car and your tyres. So, you know, McGuinness will want to go through as soon as he can as he pops up over that big crest.
All right, so McGuinness just setting pace. Another blazing lap, 56.2. That is really quick. Yeah, 56.2 for McGuinness. Getting faster with each lap.
Track looks amazing, Jared.
Yeah.
Look at these shots here. Look how smooth it looks on the dirt. I'm fascinated by it. We don't race on dirt so much in Europe, and the guys that push it over here just know exactly what they're doing to get a track prep. Cabot, it looks... I'm super jealous. I want to be out there. I guess you do too.
Yeah, I feel you on that one.
Yeah, your hand's itching right now or something?
Man, my legs have been jumping up and down all day.
All year.
Yeah, all year, exactly.
All right, so are we going to see you? You going to hang out in Glen Helen or Phoenix? You going to come out to those races?
Yeah, I'll definitely be making another stop in one of the rounds.
All right, so George McGuinness, again, another 56.3, so not as fast as his second lap, but he's just making it look really easy as he flirts with that berm.
Kasper Janssen on a similar pace, but he's 6,000 between them on the last lap. Now McGuinness goes in, so watch for Janssen, who was 6.3 back. We think the delta's a little bit under that at the minute, so he should hold on him. McGuinness through the left-hander. You can hear the revs come up as he gets a little bit of wheel spin, but he should be able to shut the door. Here he comes, so McGuinness comes through. He wins semi-final 1 for NRX Next. Kasper Janssen P2, up and over the big jump, and Lane Michaela bringing it home for 3rd.
There's Big P waving that checkered flag. That's our man on the stand.
Wave, man. That is a strong wave.
That is the best flag wave.
It is. We don't mess about here, do we, at Nitro Rallycross?
And he makes a mean tri-tip.
He does. He does, mate. He really does.
Checkered flags and barbecue and meat. That's what Big P does. All right, so again, there it is. George McGuinness gets the win. Kasper Janssen and Lane Michaela. So little Swedish sandwich there with 2 pieces of American bread on the outside. All right, so we are getting ready for NRX Next semifinal 2, and we have 4 vehicles. Only 2 will advance. ERX Elk River Extreme Motorsports Park, the house that the Carlsons built. Had a good time. Have you ever been over to Carlson's house, Cabot?
I sure haven't, but if it's anything like his shop, I'm sure it's a good time.
He has an oval dirt track, and he's got carts. It's banked, and it's a hoot.
Oh, what a compound, huh?
Yeah, absolutely a good time. So again, Cabot Bigham here, aka Follow the Ham, as we said. His rollover end over end last year is pinned on Instagram. I hate to make that sensational, but hey, records are checkers, right?
True.
Do it for the gram.
Yeah, it's
a little expensive though.
It was a pricey way to get some marketing.
I can't help but feel a bit sorry for Joel Kristofferson, who was running your car last year. Of course, they had to wrench super hard. They flew people over from Europe to finish that car to get you back out for the next round, which was it Phoenix?
Yeah, Phoenix.
Yeah, it was. Incredible job. This time they did it overnight. So I mean, the FC1X is a little bit easier to work on, and they managed to get Backer's car fixed up overnight. But same team, all 3 of the big crashes here. We know none of the mechanics have had any sleep, so yeah, they'll be early to bed tonight.
30 seconds to race. Here we are, NRX Next. This is semifinal 2. 4 drivers, Simon Olofsson and Tommy Hallman on that front row. And then in the back row, you got Eric Gordon and Michaela Allen Kutlinski. You talked to Hallman earlier. I heard you say, what'd you ask him?
Hallman. So this is actually the final round of the European Championship, believe it or not, because Finland, we didn't go to Finland in the end. They've invited the drivers over to do their third and final round. Hallman, if he makes the final, should win that championship. So he doesn't want any disasters, no dramas. Olofsson on the inside will make it tough for him, but Hallman's been class this year. Blasts away from the line. Good job by him. Eric Gordon gets away quicker than Arlen Kotlinski. Going to try and go the long way round. Olofsson, though, has been good too. Can Hallman get inside on the run down to the brakes up at turn 2? He can't. He stops it behind. He couldn't be closer, though. Both on the left-hand side of the circuit. Hallman now comes out wide. Going to look to go the over-under in the background. Arlen Kotlinski in the wall. Hallman makes the pass on Olofsson. Front end off Arlen Kotlinski's car. That'll go. Come on, Michaela. Fire it up. Here we go.
Yeah, so Michaela Arlen Kotlinski, she gets into the wall. Hallman going for the pass. Look at this. So Olofsson gets him.
Around that longer route, Jared.
That was what? Yeah. That's what I was talking about. That outside lane, it's getting faster, so you carry much more momentum going in there. So again, Olofsson takes the lead from Hallman.
Okay, so Michaela's got the front end of the car tucked right underneath the tyre. That's the worst case scenario. She would have hoped that would have just ripped off and she could carry on. Got spun round on the run down to that the second corner. So Hallman now and Olofsson. This is probably going to come down to Joker strategy. If you're not sure about Joker, you have to remember one Joker per race, per driver. And that allows you to tactically slot in or out of your position. And you have a spotter to help you do that. Cabot, the spotters are absolutely critical, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. And it's important to have good chemistry. You kind of develop your own lingo with your spotter too.
How much chat do you have? Because some drivers, they like push the whole time. That they're always getting talked around the circuit. Other drivers are full chill and they just want to know when to go.
Yeah, as far as me in Rallycross, I actually prefer a little bit more chat than not.
Right, so you like someone to egg you on a bit?
As much information as possible.
Come on, Cabot, go. What did they say when you were crashing? You've crashed, Cabot.
Yeah.
You got it. You
messed up. You did it. It was epic. You made the highlight reel, but it's an expensive bill.
That's the third roll.
Yeah.
And
you're rolling
3.5. Yeah. Sorry, mate. We're ripping on you.
No, you're all good.
Welcome to the commentary box.
Yeah. So Michaela actually is continuing around the course. I think she's going to pull in. Obviously, they got to get that car back up to snuff. But Simon Olofsson, Hallman takes that Joker lap, but Simon Olofsson has that lead. We'll see what the time split is.
Olofsson, he backed it in big time in turn 1 there. Came with it absolutely lit. He is definitely flirting with at least with the grip levels and having a tyre for rip. But Hallman with 5.61 back. Tommy Hallman, this is on. Remember, he's been the class of this championship. He won yesterday on 3 tyres. He had a puncture and still managed to take the checker flag on the top step of the podium. At the minute, he's saying Olofsson's going to hold on, but you cannot count Hallman out.
5.6 seconds separate them, and as we said, that delta needs to be sub 5 seconds in order to get that lead. Hallman over Olofsson, but Olofsson. So here we go. Now taking that Joker lap with still another lap left to go. This is not the final lap. You'll see it. The white flag will be out, and Olofsson does retain the lead, but Hallman is going for it.
It's a good sign when your competitor responds to your Joker immediately. It means they kind of fear that you might be quicker than them, or at least as quick as them. Yeah, if they're willing to stay out another lap, then they're really thinking that they're faster than you. So yeah, he responded to it straight away. He is in front of Hallman. Tidily done. Tommy going to go out. What a problem for Olofsson! Oh no, Simon Olofsson's got a problem. He's going to pull off to the side of the track. Front right, maybe it's collapsed. He did a huge jump on the previous lap, Jared, but he's parked it. Hallman takes the lead. Oh, he's frustrated.
Yeah, so Olofsson pulls off to the side. So look at this. Hallman and Gordon, they're going to advance on and make quick work. So unfortunately, obviously, we saw Michaela. She retired. She's a DNF. And Hallman, that
drone shot. It's so sorry, just so good. Just floating over the jump like that, right behind the car. Brilliant.
Yep. All right. So Hallman gets the victory here. Again, easy, because unfortunately Olofsson pulls off and retires. So 2 DNFs equate to Hallman getting the win, and Eric Gordon should be coming around. Where's he at?
Olofsson's getting the clamshell off the rear, so he's opening up the back then. Maybe it's I thought maybe front right, but he's having a look in at the engine and transmission. Go on, what's your thoughts, Cabot?
I think that's a power issue. I think he lost power on the car, and he had it in neutral and coasted off to the side, is my guess. But if he refires it, maybe not.
All right, so just stranded out there, and here comes Gordon. Eventually getting here, but guess what? Going to the final, or obviously all the cars are going to the finals, but good position, and unfortunately just crawling over the finish line.
He was backed up too, so it looks like maybe issues for a few of our drivers. The car looks cool. I like his new livery this year.
I'll tell you what, with the jumps here and the lights car, I mean, there's definitely a lot of problems that come up with the suspension and the cables and things breaking from all the stress of the impact.
All right, Tommy Hallman gets the victory. Eric Gordon with Simon Olofsson and Michaela having some issues. Hallman and Gordon advance on into the finals. Let's take a look here at the replays. What went down? And it was all Olofsson until it wasn't. Hallman ends up getting him because shut it down. So early on, watch Michaela. She got into the wall. But some good racing by Hallman and Olofsson.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened, did we, with Michaela in the background? This is up turn 1. Have a look back at her now. No, by then the accident's already happened. She's got it parked over on the concrete. Olofsson's gone out wide. So Hallman had a little bit of a sideways moment. This is where Olofsson, Luke, see what I mean? He's backing it in. And that's what Cabot's saying. He's, look at the size of the jumps, Jared.
Right.
This is FC1 style size jumping, and these cars were never quite made for the size of jumps. So you've got to measure it. You know, look, now that's Hallman. Meanwhile, he's just taking it, a little bit softer. So that might not be the issue at all, but you've got to look after the equipment on these super big jumps.
So there it is again. We saw Olofsson have a great effort, but unfortunately shuts it down. Michaela, early retirement. So we've seen Gordon and Hallman get the victory and advance on NRX Next. So thank you, Cabot, for hanging out with us.
Cheers, dude. Thanks for having us.
And again, you're not driving, so go grab an adult beverage, man.
Oh, I might, yeah. I got the wristbands. I don't have enough space.
Oh, nice. I'm with the DJ. I'm with the DJ, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got more wristbands than me and Jared.
Well, looking forward to seeing you either in Arizona, Wild Horse Motorsports Park, or at Glen Helen, brother.
Right on, man.
And of course, and then us announcing your name next year for the 2023 Nitro Rallycross season.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, brother.
Right on.
All right.
Good to see you,
Thank you.
Follow
Andrew.
the Ham on Instagram. And Andrew Coley and I'm Jared Dienda. Next, we will be seeing our side-by-side action, which should be exciting. And again, side-by-side LCQ, some star-studded cast there. We got Deegan, we got Pastrana, we got 13-year-old $1,000 Richard Ben Mayer.
Yeah, imagine winning a $1,000 bet age 13. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, well,
against Travis Pastrana as well.
I filmed it. Travis was like, all right, I got to go pay him.
Hand
Can you
it
film
over.
me? He's like, I have it. It's a great video. And he was just like, thanks. Just put it right in his pocket. Put it right in his seat
good
pocket.
lad. He'll be spending that on motorsport in no time, won't he? Unfortunately, this particular hobby, you can spend your cash pretty quick. Let's look at the Yokohamas down there that these cars are running. Great for these conditions.
30 seconds to race. This is side-by-side LCQ. We'll see all the vehicles in the finals, but where they stack up, we will find out. Brian Deegan, Robbie Madison, Ben Mayer, Leticia Buffani, and Terry Madden.
So Brian Deegan was yesterday's winner, remember, and today he finds himself in the last chance qualifier. He will go through, but he's not going to be as far up the grid as he'd like to be. The winner of this will be on row 2, so he's going to want to be right there. Watch that gantry. 3-4 red lights will come on, and then it'll go green, and they'll be away. Here we go. Waiting for it now, and we'll get launched. Oh, I think there's a jump start there. I'm sure it's a jump start off the line. Deegan went before it, so if that's the case, he will be penalised and will have to do 2 joker laps. I think he went first. I think he went before Madison, but we'll take a little look. You see here the red light flashing up on the gantry. They're quite hard things to launch, Jerry. You hear they don't raise the revs up because they're not using clutches, so that you've got to find a way to get away as quick as you can. But
all right, the O'Reilly Auto Parts LCQ, and we will see who is penalized. We will find out. Race control.
First jump start of the weekend, Jared.
Yeah.
Normally see quite a few.
Yeah.
So extra joker lap then for Brian Deegan. So I think they're going to hold up the sign to it. There they are. They've just shown it to him kind of casually through the window.
Brian, buddy.
He knows. He's like, man.
Gosh, he got the victory yesterday. He came out on top, and he was tidy, man. He was so fast. He just could not get caught. I saw him, putting his visors on yesterday. They have tear-offs, those plastic kind of screens, and he didn't need to use them at all yesterday because nobody was throwing gravel in his face. There's Terry Madden, the 188, that Black Rifle Coffee Company, side-by-side Can-Am. There's Terry. Again, this is his first ever short course truck racing. He's normally, would kind of come into a Coliseum. Ultra 4 racing. You know what Ultra 4 is?
No.
So it's basically all of it. You got open desert, then you get into like some really heavy rock crawling and like ups and down. It's crazy.
So all the disciplines, basically.
All the disciplines
that's
at
cool.
once.
That's
so
a great idea.
Yeah. So he's raced side by side in that. He's raced trucks. I mean, he's done a lot of different. But again, this is his first short course truck racing. Another name we're not really talking about, Leticia Buffoni. Leticia Buffoni's there on second row. So again, let's get him re-racked and ready to send it. All right, so we had that jump start there by Brian Deegan, and his penalization will be 2 Joker laps. So re-rack him and stack him. I see you smiling. What's up?
He's so fast. He's one of those guys who you think might just get away with doing a couple and still getting a good result. I think the win when you've got the likes of, Madison, Madden and Meyer in there is unlikely, but he'll be wanting to be as far up as he can. He'd like the others to get in a bit of trouble up at turn 1. So here we go. 2 Joker laps for Deegan. Winner yesterday. Can he get it done? Robbie Madison outside him. Madison's been on a bit of a mission this weekend as well. Red lights are on. No one's going to jump this time. Get a green, and it's a bit of a tardy start actually there for Brian Deegan. Madison going to try and shut the door on him in turn 1. Gives him just enough room. Madison runs out into the dirt. Now they're going to be side by side. Ben Meyer in P3. Leticia Buffoni getting around the outside of Terry Madden. Madden is now far out on the wide side, so good move by Buffoni in the background there. Sliding sideways. Madison had it, but up the inside line goes Brian Deegan. Contact between them again, Jared. 3 hits there. Now coming down the outside, Leticia Buffoni is actually in this race.
All right, so Robbie Madison, notably, also a new engine for him. He popped his engine yesterday, blew the head gasket, overheated, warped the head, so they just put a whole new engine in it overnight. So it's great to see him running 100% running healthy. So Big Ben, 13 years old, he is currently in third. Let's see so Deegan, that's one of multiple that he has to do. It's only 3 laps.
You might as well go on lap 1, Jared, just see what happens. So Deegan's going to come out, I think, in 4th. Buffoni's gone through. Oh, she's gone Joker 2, so Leticia Buffoni's gone as well. Terry Madden, see the one that I think Robin Shute earlier said he'd had a problem this morning, hadn't he, in his heat race?
He went end over end. He rolled.
Yes,
he rolled. So that's why I forced him back there.
Madden's having a few issues. Yeah, he's having a few issues.
But look at Maddo with the fastest lap. Get it, Sandy on that. Ben again, $1,000 richer. Travis Pastrana said, "Hey, I'm going to out-qualify you. If I win, I want a signed dollar bill. If you win, $1,000." And Ben won $1,000.
A good lap. That's the way to do it. Interesting seeing the 2 different driving styles there. Maddo came in super sideways, got the speed off with the rotation. Ben Meyer kept the car ultra straight and just banged on the anchors really late, and that's how the brakes and the tyres work best in modern race cars. Whether they're side by sides right the way up. Kind of a bummer because I really like seeing people back it in big time old school style, but yeah, Meyer, they're closing the gap on the brakes. We'll see if they do the same up at turn 2 again this time round.
All right, so Terry Madden now does take that Joker lap. The white flag is out, and it's all Madison and Big Ben with the fastest lap. He's nipping on Maddo's heels. Brian Deegan gets the fastest lap now.
Watch for Meyer here. So these 2 coming up. Last time round, Maddo was super sideways. Meyer ran a little bit deeper than I would have liked there. Here he goes in sideways. Look at the difference with Meyer. Just breaking into that turning point. He's closed him down again, but he's out in the roost just a little bit too much, both in turn 1 and in turn 2.
Yeah, a lot of understeer there by Ben. You saw him kind of plowing through the corner. Maybe he does need to get Sandy and get that side by side to rotate.
It's that combination, is it, Jared? You got to, when the conditions change, sometimes it works. Look, he's super quick. I think he's got the pace here, but they're both going to go Joker on this last lap. So Robbie Madison's just got to keep it tidy here on the way and keep the door shut. Meyer, I was going to say, I'm sure he won't pass the Joker, but that'll give him the announcer's curse at 100%. He'll just stick it straight up the inside.
Look at the, again, like you said, 2 different kind of styles of driving. Maddo getting really sendy, creating that gravel machine gun as Ben keeps it tighter. Look at that, Brian. Is that
Deegan's up to P3, so the win goes to Madison.
Cow.
Meyer gets P2, and with 2 Joker laps, Brian Deegan gets P3. Close in the background there between Terry Madden and Leticia Buffoni.
There it is. So again, our side-by-side LCQ Maddo from Australia, the wild man. If you haven't seen the stunts he's done, it's amazing. Yeah, Arc de Triomphe in Vegas, big long distance stuff. And he rode a motorcycle in the ocean riding a wave. Yeah, go and pull that one up.
It's one of those things you're like, huh?
What?
What?
Yeah, look it up.
Stick it in Google, it'll come up. You have your mind blown. It's like, there it goes. Nice one.
That's amazing. Leticia Buffoni, her flag should be Brazil, by the way. But Maddo gets the win. Big Ben, 13 years old. Brian Deegan, 3rd. Terry Madden. And rounding up the top 5, Leticia Buffoni. So some great racing here and at ERX with our side-by-sides. All right, some track maintenance here. You can see him wetting it down a little bit so the dust doesn't get in everybody's face.
I love
what are you looking at?
Yeah, I just love it, Jared. Like I said, we just these kind of dirt tracks we don't have it. Let's look at these excavators and they're just dragging the dirt about to keep it super smooth for these races. The track conditions have been brilliant today. It was tough work yesterday because of the rain. So much more grip today, but they're out there maintaining in between pretty much every 2 or 3 races to make sure they have the conditions they need. A couple of bits of contact here. Deegan was kind of unlucky, wasn't he, not to get his own lane to go down. 2 jokers as well. I think he did well to get out in third.
Yeah, great effort there by Brian Deegan. I mean, to get third place after, getting penalized from that jump start, having to do the 2 joker laps was a great effort by him. But again, we will see all 7 vehicles in our final. Talking about our side-by-side final. And that was our LCQ, the last chance qualifier, brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. But 13-year-old Big Ben, man, he is one to watch. Him and his family out here cheering him on. So just a beautiful day here at ERX as we are getting prepped to see what is going down.
Good to see the progress for the likes of Buffoni and Jensen Button. When you think about where they've come here with no experience of the classes at all, and then where they've ended in the weekend, much more in touch, great.
Oh, just got a note. I said Leticia's flag should be Brazilian. She is an American citizen, so she wants to fly the American flag.
Fair go.
I love that. I was corrected. So thank you to our staff for letting me know that. But obviously, her origin is Brazil, but she's American. All right, so again, mini donuts in the stand, and we'll see some donuts later on who's going to get the victory. Side by side next, and of course, Group E LCQ is coming up next. These are one of those events where I'm like, man, I just want to grab a beer and sit next to the fans, cheer them on, but guess what? We'll do that later on the podium.
That's the spotter's tower on the left with the little umbrellas on top. That's our announcing box behind it, the big white tent up at the top. And here we go, Group E, road to the final. These are the 6 who are in, and already there's only 2 places left, Jared, and 4 cars trying to steal them.
4 or 3 maybe, because Kevin's
out for the day. I've had a message just now. We had one saying he was a scratch for the semi-final. I sent one back saying, is he just out for the semi or for the day? And they said out for the day. So, okay, 3. Only one person's going to miss out.
So Ollie Bennett, Jensen Button, and
Andrew Carlson.
Those are the 3 drivers, and only 2 spots. One's going to be crying on the sideline, not joining the finals here at ERX. Again, the first stop of 3 here in the States. We have 2 up in Canada and TBD on the remaining rounds. We're right now it's scheduled for Saudi Arabia. That was public. We didn't make it over to Finland, but some awesome racing here. The Group E vehicles. Elaborate on them. You've had a great piece on kind of breaking it down. But one of our friends told us last night. Kind of talked us up a bit, but it's just such a different dynamic because the cars are quiet, so you hear all these other elements, even the smack talking,
even the announcers. Look, it's an amazing piece of kit. It's super strong. We've had a couple of big crashes as well this weekend where the drivers have been okay. We've had the fact that the car was repaired overnight, the big jumps, the huge suspension travel, the 1,000 horsepower. So it's a big step forward technically. Yes, it's the first year for them, and they'll be figuring things out, but great fun and some more Group E racing coming up.
Yep. All right. But before that racing, we're going to see. Let's throw it down to our boy, Street Bike Tommy. Tommy, what's cooking?
Yeah, I got the opportunity to step away from my grill while I got my coals heating up for that food. I'm cooking over at Tommy's Tailgate here at ERX Nitro Rallycross. I'm about to give some t-shirts away the only way I know how. What's up, everybody? Who wants that t-shirt?
Coming up here in just a bit.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Hold on! Hold on! Got it! I didn't expect that! Let me get a thing! I need to get, it's a process, everybody, it's a process. I'm gonna get this figured out. Don't worry! I got more coming! Don't you worry your pretty little heads! Right? All right, here we go. All right, where do you think this one's going?
Here we go. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Gotta show what it's like in Canada.
Yep, there you go.
Going straight up.
Get Canadian with it.
All right, well, I'm all good.
All right, you're all good. Shoot, but straight up.
All right, you got it.
Straight up.
Ready. Canada!
Right there. We got one more. We got one more. All right, here we go. Really good. All right, straight up. Straight up. All right. You want this one?
Yeah, you got
it. Straight up. Straight up.
All right, straight up.
Go. I love t-shirt cannons and I love this audience. Thank you, everybody!
Fire in the hole, isn't it?
Yeah, that is the gnarliest t-shirt cannon I've ever seen. I loved it. I mean, that's
slightly terrifying.
Yeah, it's an AR like shooting blanks that push. Tommy, again, he has the most fun out of anybody. He always wins.
I reckon those t-shirts are showing up on the radar MSP just down the road. What is that? What is the UFOs? It's Tommy. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Exactly. All right. So speaking of having fun, love the star-studded cast in Group E and Next, and of course in Side by Side. I got to catch up yesterday with the legend that is Matto. So check it out. You know, people know you as Matto and doing crazy things. I mean, you've made some of the most amazing content over the years. 2 wheels to 4 wheels. What else are you working on, man? I mean, I know you have so many ideas in your mind. I could see the smoke coming out of your ears.
Yeah, is it that noticeable? But I'm inspired by all the guys and girls in this paddock. I mean, they inspire me. I mean, Brian Deegan is a fellow competitor here. He does a great job as a father, as an athlete, and Travis, obviously, incredible human being. So I'm just kind of vibing off them. I got 3 boys that keep me super busy. They have their own dreams that I'm supporting and looking forward to enjoying that route with them. Man, I'm just trying to get my wings under me. I've always wanted to fly, so I'm looking forward to finishing my pilot's license, and then you know what they say, sky's the limit. So I definitely got some ideas, but we'll see if they come to fruition.
Again, going from 2 wheels to 4 wheels, what other aspirations do you have in the 4-wheel department? And side-by-sides, these things are super capable machines. Is there anything else that kind of you want to do?
Well, I'm here to just try and show whoever's watching that I'm capable of driving. I love driving cars. I like this racing format. So if I can find myself in a cage, they say with age comes a cage. So, I mean, it's super exciting. It's a lot of fun. The transition from racing moto crosses over really well. So it's a lot of fun. If I can find an opportunity here, I'll take it. But, for now, it's like Piston Pete's Rebels give me wings this weekend. We're out here just wheeling, having fun is the main goal this weekend, but also I want to win. I'm a competitive dude.
I was gonna say that. Who do you want to beat most of all? Is it Brian? Is it Travis? Is it yourself? Who do you want to beat most?
Just all of them.
That's right. Well, dude, I love it. Matto, get out there, get it. Robbie Madison, aka Matto. Again, he talked about it. He's got wings. He's got he's got it all. What does he have?
Have a beer. I'm gonna Piston Pete's at the brewery. I'll see you there.
Cool. Perfect.
Track maintenance going on. That's a decent look at the paddock. Got a good cast of characters down there. One of them, of course, is one of our favourites, Fraser McConnell, and we've been following him all year with our Inside the Team feature. So let's take a look at their story from this weekend.
We are at NRX, a track that really suits the FC1. When the track and the car can mesh together so easily, setting up a car like the FC1 is quite straightforward. You know, the FC1 is second to none. The acceleration is just raw. You know, when you really put your foot in it, you know that you've gone full power. And although the cars are identical, you can still make so much difference in the car as a driver, and that's one of my favorite things, you know. So the first thing we do when we're setting up our car, we do what we call the install laps. Go out 2 laps, come back in QEV. All the data engineers, they plug in, make sure that all systems are good to go. From there on out, we start choosing different push-to-pass settings, and then we start looking at chassis setup. You know, when you go in your corner, so much G-force, the dampers are fully loaded up, and then the tire starts taking their boost. So making sure that the damper is having enough range so that when you are fully loaded, it can still take that stress off of the tire. During the race weekend, you never want to make a drastic change. I have been in the instance where I'm not there on the pace as I want to be, so you kind of go for the gamble and make that big change, and sometimes it's paid off and sometimes it's been bad and you're 2 steps back and you're thinking, man, I'm lost right now. Whenever that does happen, you kind of just wipe the board and go back to the setup that we had from when the car arrived, and it ends up being normally quite fast. It is a teamwork that a lot of people don't see with you and the engineer, and it is an awesome feeling when you go out there and you do nail it and you get the right change and you know you've made the right step in the right direction. So I'm really ready for this weekend. It is a driver's track, keeping up topped up on my A-shock and going out there to get the job done.
Nitro Rallycross is brought to you by Yokohama Tire. Make every drive a performance. My Energy, driving the charge to a sustainable future. And by A-Shock Energy, a modern performance energy drink created for today's active generation. All right, here we are getting that track prepped. You can see throwing some water down on the track, get the steamroller out there, so all the trucks on deck, making sure we have an ideal scenario. Next up will be Group E LCQ, then we'll have next. So we got a lot of things. But we're joined up here by Ben Mayer, and again, 13 years old. You got that $1,000 on you, Ben?
Yeah.
Who gave you that $1,000, bro?
He actually has got it on him.
Thanks, bro. This is $1,000 cash from Travis Pastrana because he's a man of his word. And how did you earn this?
So yesterday I was talking smack to him, and he said, I bet you won't beat me in qualifying. I'll pay you $1,000 if you do. And then I beat him in qualifying, and
now you got $1,000.
You beat Deegan too. You beat Deegan and Travis. So I filmed that notably. But hey, man, you having fun?
oh yeah, it's so much fun. It's a new experience for me with the dirt road, because I usually race dirt oval, road course, and pavement oval, but it's really fun.
It's a different discipline for you. Are you looking kind of more side by side? More? I mean, what else are you looking to race? I mean, again, 13 years old. What have you raced, and when did you start racing?
I started racing when I was 3 at a local track in Chestertown, Maryland, and
What else do you want to race?
I started in go-karts, and I made it from go-karts to the Legends cars and the sprint cars.
Yeah.
And then I did the sprint cars for a little bit, and then I went to Stadium Super Trucks and Mazda Miatas.
Right. That's right.
And then now I do these. This is my first race in these.
Awesome, man. Well, again, Ben Mayer, definitely a talented guy. Stick around, dude. Don't go anywhere. Congratulations on your success. You're going to be in the finals, and it'll be great to get up on that box. So don't go anywhere, Ben. All right, so the track is getting prepared here. Next up, we will be seeing Group E LCQ. We started with 10 cars. We lost 2. We lost another one. We're down to 9 cars, but only 8 cars will be in the final. So
yeah,
it's
one driver going to miss out. This is all or nothing. Andrew Carlson, Jensen Button, and Ollie Bennett. So the Excellent Energy teammates, they'll play nice with each other. Carlson, I think, is going to go for it. He's at his home track, Jared. I think he could have gone through at an earlier stage. Definitely, he's been right on the pace all weekend. So I'm expecting Carlson to get there, and then it's a case of whether or not Button has found a little bit more speed and can beat his teammate Bennett or not. Ollie, of course, has a lot more experience in rallycross, so it's going to be tough.
Ben, how cool is it racing alongside? I mean, do you know who Travis Pastrana is?
Yeah, he reached out to me like last year, 2 years ago, about a track he was making in Maryland, and he wanted to get my perspective on it, and then he brought me to his house, and we drove side by sides there, and then he just invited me out to this.
Cool.
So.
That's awesome,
Super
man.
cool. Well done.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, Ben. Thank you so much for joining us, brother. Really appreciate it. Good luck out there. Are you going for the win?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. There's nothing else, bro.
Yeah.
Well, I'm super excited you're here. We got freestyle demos, but looking forward to maybe. Are we going to see you at Arizona and Glen Helen as well?
We're trying to find a sponsor, but if we can, then yeah.
Right on. Right. Well, you know what? Just maybe keep betting Travis, and maybe he'll just pay you enough money because you keep beating him, and then he sponsors you in a way.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right,
cheers, Ben.
Thank you so much again.
Good luck.
Ben Mayer, thank you so much, brother. All right, so again, 13 years young, Ben Mayer, absolutely throwing it down. So really, really cool. So let's see what we got here.
There's Jensen Button at the back of the grid.
All right.
see a gap through. Can he make that gap work though? Yeah, how hard would he attack his teammate? Go on, get stuck in. Nothing against Ollie, but just get stuck in anyway. Go on.
What's that?
Get stuck in. His teammate is in front of him. Look, you might just fire him off in turn 1. Sometimes you got to do the dirty, Jared, if you want to make the final. Jensen said
says through the dust. It says through the dust on the side of the car.
Yeah, go on, go for it. That's their YouTube series for Excite Energy Racing, which is cool actually. But it's like he needs the laps. He said himself that was another 3 laps. I feel a bit more comfortable. I'm looking forward to the LCQ. That's another 3 laps. You know what? You make it to the final, it'd be another 6 laps. Right. That's tasty. That's imagine the 6 laps. Off you go, Ollie. No, don't fire Ollie off in turn 1, but you know what I mean. He needs that experience. Andrew Carlson, look, on the handbrake, he's good to go. There's less than a minute until the race start now. Just wriggling in his seat, getting himself comfortable. There is a bit of pressure when you get to this point, Jared, because you know that a debeaded tyre or whatever now, and it's game over. So it's a lot to play for.
30 seconds to race, and again, Carlson almost had it locked in, but he got knocked to the side. 1 vehicle and 1 driver is not there on that start grid, Kevin Erickson. But on that front row, Andrew Carlson and Ollie Bennett, and bringing up the rear, Formula 1 champ in that Excite Energy Racing vehicle, Jenson Button.
So Jenson Button on the back of this grid would love to make it to the final on his first Nitro Rallycross experience. Of course, his teammate Bennett wants to be in the final too. That would be a first for him in the FC1s and for Andrew Carlson. None of these drivers been in the final in this machine. Carlson at his home track needs to get a good start here. He does get a good start. Bennett alongside now. Bennett's going to try and go around the outside line. Jenson Button just holds it tight on the inside. The track's looking pretty wet from the re-prep, so grip conditions are going to be unpredictable. Button up over the big jump. The roost flies up from his teammate Bennett. Bennett's inside Carlson on the run to the first corner. Carlson goes deep. Can Button find a way through here? He can't, so it is Bennett leading and Carlson right in behind.
Yeah, look at Ollie Bennett. He is just throwing the roadblock on Carlson. He knows this track. He tries to swing around the outside. He takes that higher line. Let's see if he can carry some momentum. He gets a bit too sideways there. Is he going to get him on the hip? It looks like Carlson might make the pass, and it's up in the air. Well done by Carlson.
Absolutely stunning pass, Jab. We've not seen anybody make that outside line work to get the pace. He used the outside line, went all the way round. Yeah, he does, and got alongside Bennett, which gave him the inside over the jump. So some of the other drivers will be looking at that and thinking that pass is on for later.
Well, you can see that flick of Carlson. Like, if anybody just trusts this track, it's him. He knows it in many different iterations, from snow to, from snow and snowmobiles to obviously it being dry, and now it's been prepped properly. So you can see how tacky it is. We're not seeing as much dust. So with the maintenance, you can see the gravel, but not as much dust.
Look at Jenson Button in the background, really rotating the car on the way in. He said in his interview, didn't he, with Katie, look, I'm getting there. I'm starting to understand driving on dirty, so I've just got to be a bit more aggressive with it. It's coming, Jared. It's not. You can't learn this overnight.
No, he's had a great stance on every time he's spoken with us or with Katie, but I just don't think he has enough. He needs more seat time. So I believe Ollie Bennett and Carlson, nobody's taking the Joker lap. Oh, there we go. Just as I say.
So is that Bennett gone, Joker? I think it's Bennett's gone in first of all. He has. So Bennett's gone in. He was 9/10 up on Jenson Button. Jenson Button on the standard lap now. White flags out, so 1 lap to go. So Carlson and Button are going to have to go on this last lap. Andrew Carlson looking golden here. I think we'll check the gap between him and Ollie Bennett as they come over at the end of this one.
All right, so Ollie Bennett, he is obviously down there, but with the slip here, 6.4 seconds. Jenson Button 2.6 behind Carlson.
Look at Button. Look at Button in turn 1. Yeah, he's getting after it big time. Carlson coming down now. Button takes the alternate lane. He goes down the inside line. Where's Carlson going to cross over to the inside? He does. So that's interesting that when he made the pass, Jared, he made the outside work, but when he's given the choice, he prefers that inside line.
Goes for the tighter line. Carlson, nice, really well done there on that landing. Just kind of cushions it, and he has to hit that Joker lap. Kind of little hiccupy there. Joker predictor. Will he hold on to second place? They're saying he's going to lose second place.
They're saying it's going to be close.
Yeah.
They're saying it's going to be really close. Jenson Button around the outside line. His teammate Ollie Bennett on the inside line. Both for Excite Energy Racing. Button might look to make the underpass on the exit here. Carlson's going to win and go through, but Jenson Button is as close as he's been to his teammate all weekend. He just misses out. Ollie Bennett makes his first ever Nitro Rallycross final.
That's awesome. So Ollie Bennett is in. Jenson Button is out. So very unfortunate there for Jenson Button, but Carlson stoked, so kudos to him.
So close for Button as well. Yeah. So I'm pleased for Carlson. I think we all knew Carlson has the pace here. Good to see him go through, but couldn't have been closer between Bennett and Button. That's progress for Jenson, and a great performance by Ollie. Fantastic to see him make his first final in the FC1X.
There it is. Thumbs up for the boy that is Andrew Carlson. This is his backyard. That Dreyer Reinbold, number 15. Ollie Bennett, Excite Energy, number 42, is in it to win it, but unfortunately Jenson Button will not be seeing the finals, along with that of Kevin Eriksson. All right, O'Reilly Auto Parts LCQ, last chance qualifier for our next vehicles, literally the NRX Next. All right, 30 seconds to race. Here is our LCQ for next. We are seeing Lane Vakela on that front row. And then next to Lane Vakela, you can see that 30-second card is up. On the front row, Lane Vakela, Simon Olofsson, and bring up the rear is Michaela Allen-Kotlinski. And they will all make it, but it's just racking and positioning on that grid.
All about grid position. Olofsson had that problem last time out. He'll want to win this O'Reilly's last chance qualifier if he can. Allen-Kotlinski at the back of the grid, still the front bodywork hanging off that car, so she's ripped the bumper off that. Lane Vakela from P2. They're in a line already. Jared Olofsson out front where he'd expect him to be. Allen-Kotlinski will try and make a pass on Vakela if she can.
Yeah, you can see Michaela, her front end, that hood is just strapped on there, taped on. The arrow not active right now, but unfortunately, positioning, that's where it's all at. 3 laps. They do have to hit that Joker lap, but Simon Olofsson, he just got robbed there in that last heat. He shut it down. He was leading and shut it down.
These track conditions are a good example, aren't they, of why it's so hard. Ben Mayer was up here saying, I do pavement. Okay, he's done dirt oval. He'll be a little bit more used to it. Yeah. But certainly the likes of Button, the likes of Buffoni, when they come here, every time they go out, the track is different. Yep. You go out on a pavement circuit and do a track day or whatever, every time you go, cool, I'm getting a bit better. I get it. Well, there's the apex. Here's the breaking point. Then you go out here and it's like, you changed it since the last one. I had 3 laps. I haven't got my head around it yet. So look, there's the experience of Olofsson. Nice. And behind actually Michaela going in well too, but Olofsson really pitching it in.
All right, so Simon Olofsson with the fastest lap, 59.4. 59.4. There's definitely some more pace. Look at the attitude of that NRX Next vehicle. And
sliding down this path. This was the bit where I noticed on the first lap that we're just getting a little bit more sideways than before. There's a bump in there too, so you hit the bump and the car just moves a little bit.
Ooh, flirting with that tire. That tire does not move. As you said, Kevin Eriksson, I believe he did. He tapped one, and it doesn't move. That's a big tractor tire.
It didn't move at all. I would expect Michaela or Allen-Kotlinski to go this time. Michaela surely will go for P3. She does in the background. Although she's too far back tactically, you don't want to go in there with everyone on the last lap in case they had a problem. You imagine the leader spins in here, and you might be able to steal it. So it's always best if you're at the back of the pack to stick it in the Joker and just see what happens on the last lap.
Love that Sendy initiation there, coming into that first turn. And now going into that turn 2, this hairpin. So tapping the brakes, getting the car to rotate.
Lovely for Olofsson.
Really well done.
Yeah, just beautiful car control. It had the car exactly where he wanted it.
You could just see Simon just pulling away from Lane. Pretty straightforward. Everybody kind of ducks in a row. No big upsets here.
It's all going to be about the start in the final, Jared, isn't it? We know they're all going through. He's not going to be where he wanted to be. He can't affect the championship result, really, anyway. That's Howman's as long as he doesn't have anything horrendous happen in the final, like a DQ. Oh, and as we said that in the background, that's what we said about Allen-Kotlinski. Michaela has a spin on the way in, and he's going to miss the Joker. So Lane Vakela's going to miss the Joker. Now he's going to try and bump back over because he knows he'll get a bigger penalty. Plows through the dirt. Olofsson takes the checker flag with a great step-up jump. Watching the background, Michaela Allen-Kotlinski took a gamble when it hadn't paid off for her at the start, and she's going to nick P2. Exactly what we were talking about.
Just you never know. Not over till it's over. It's not over till Big P waves that flag, baby. So Lane Vakela comes up the rear. A little insult to injury. Got mud in your face there. Unfortunately, Lane, as he went over that berm and, like you said, almost missed that Joker lap. So all the LCQs are done in regards to next car, side by side. side, and of course, Group E. The finals are set for all 3 categories of racing here at ERX. This is Elk River Extreme, and there it is. Simon Olofsson, Michaela Allen-Kutlinski, and Lane Vakela. That's year 1, 2, and 3. All right, so next up, side-by-side finals. Get a little track maintenance here. Again, clean up the track, make sure it's all tidy and ready to go. Our fans here at Elk River enjoying an absolutely beautiful day. Saw rain yesterday, but today not the case. Double header for side-by-side and next, and of course, we're going to find out who wins here in Group E. We saw that Group E. This was our LCQ, and unfortunately, Jensen Button on his debut does not make the final. But Carlson, this is his backyard, is his debut. He ends up winning that LCQ, and right behind him is Ollie Bennett for, like you say, the first time ever making that Group E final. So that's going to be exciting for him. We'll see 8 vehicles in our Group E final. It's going to get chaotic, I'll tell you what. And look at that, the gravel going in the face of our drone pilot, and the big jump there. That's where Carlson got the jump, got the pass, and blocked out Ollie Bennett. The rest is history because he put him in the dust and got the victory. Look at that side-by-side, 1,000 horsepower, all-wheel drive, all electric, the FC1X. So well done there. There's Big Joe right there watching. So thanks to our fans for joining us in the building, or if you're joining us online, thank you so much. Jared Deanda, Andrew Coley, your tour guides. Of course, Street Bike Tommy down there having fun, and Katie Osborne in the pits. All right, in front row, we got the Canadian. Should be fun. Greg Michaud, and throwing on some fresh rubber, fuel in the tanks. Well, obviously not fuel because it's electric. We're talking about the side-by-sides with the next.
That is Travis Pastrana's car getting prepped up for the final. As Jared's already said, just the finals to come now. In the background, Connor Martell's car up on stands as well, waiting to put the boots on that. Could we see an American victory for the first time in the FC1X?
That would be good. We are in the pits, but we are getting them set on the starting grid. We have our side-by-side final as we take a look at the FC1X of Connor Martell, and taking a look, 7 vehicles, 4 rows. Who's coming out on top? We saw Brian Deegan take it yesterday, but would love to. I know that 13 back there, Leticia Buffani, a master of skateboarding, talking about urethane 4 wheels. But it's great to see her in the building, and again, what she brings, her audience, her fan base is really cool. She's loving motorsports. She's going for it.
Big smile on her face as well, Jared. Even with the crash helmet on, you can just tell that she's having a great time. I hope she has a good final.
30 seconds to race. Here we are, our side-by-side finals, ERX. That's right. This is Elk River Extreme Motorsports Park, and here is the side-by-side final. On that front row, you got Greg Michaud, and then you got Travis Pastrana. On the second row, you got Robbie Madison, and 13 years old, Ben Mayer. Then on third row, Brian Deegan and Terry Madden, and bring up the rear, the female that is Leticia Buffani.
Hoping Ben Mayer's taken that $1,000 out of his pocket. Race suits are notorious for phones dropping out. That we don't want to see a grand fluttering into the air on the run down to turn 1. He was doing such a good job earlier. And red lights are on. Watch for the green. Looking up at the front row. Brilliant start by Buffoni from the back row there. She's got a little bit of wheel spin then. Drops back from the pack. Up at the front, sliding wide. Travis Pastrana, Michaud looks up the inside line. Mayer's going to get into P3. Madison on the outside of Mayer as they run down, and they're going super wide. Deegan's going out really wide. Jared, watch for Deegan in the background. I was hoping they'd run wide, and they haven't. They've all nailed it onto the apex. Mayer almost got up the inside of Pastrana. It's Pastrana versus Michaud on the run down the back run now.
I'll tell you what, Travis Pastrana's giving it the beans, but Ben Mayer is right there, 13 years old. He is not going anywhere. Oh, look at that. Ben and Gray get into it, fighting for that second position. You got 5 laps, guys. Chill out.
Yeah,
you can't win on the first lap, kids.
Oh, huge jump in the background there from Robbie Madison. Nothing less than we would expect as Deegan's up the inside of Madden. Michaud goes Joker. I think that's a bit early, Jared, because you're going to stick yourself in traffic.
Deegan.
Yeah, Deegan's gone, but Bonnie's gone as well. Okay, so Deegan's gone. I can see why Deegan would go. He wasn't quite where he wanted to be. Right. As now you see Madison coming up alongside Mayer. So Mayer now, watch for Mayer and Madison up at the hairpin. Remember how different their driving styles were in the previous race.
That is right. So here we go. Ben Mayer, who we had up here in the booth, and we're talking to Matto. He loves driving. He loves to go fast. What kind of line? Look, he's taking that tighter line. Is he going to dive in on Ben? Oh, look at that. No, not enough.
But he did the Mayer on him, didn't he? He got the car straight. Look how late he could brake when he had it straight. I'm not saying it's right. You do want some rotation on these cars on the way in, but to make that move, he wanted to brake straight. He's piling the pressure onto Mayer.
Oh, really well done. So, again, Travis Pastrana, the 199. He is out front. He's got the clean air. Look at that kick. Oh, man, that thing ripped up.
Did you see that? When he landed on one wheel, pulled him hard, didn't it? Off to the edge of the track.
Pastrana's got something to prove. He's got 58.4 on that lap time, and Robbie Madison sitting there behind Ben. Can he get the 13-year-old driver?
I might have gone, if I was Madison, I might have gone Joker on the last one, but I think what's important, Jared, is to look at that and see how far back Michaud. He's only 4.5 off the back of Pastrana. Did this last time, early Joker, nailed the lap time to try and come back at it. So at the minute, I think Michaud and potentially Deegan as well have got enough pace to get past Pastrana.
Right now, they are, I mean, nothing super disruptive. I'm surprised Deegan is not. Oh, whoa. Looks like, is that.
Shortcut for Deegan. He's got two sideways on the way, so Deegan's gone. He's lost too much time. It's about Michaud, but Michaud was coming up. Was it Madden that he's behind him? We know Madden's had some issues with his car.
That's right behind Robbie.
Yeah, so that could cost him. Michaud needs to get past Madden as they come up over the big jump in the background. You'll see in the lead. Pastrana goes Joker. Mayer goes Joker. They've been told by their spotters. Michaud's getting too close to the background. Michaud can't find a way past, and it's going to cost him. Pastrana might get out in front. Michaud finally passes. He's going to get up the inside of Pastrana too. Almost 3 cars wide. Oh, Pastrana just gets around the outside of him.
Wow, really well done. Matto now takes the lead. Pastrana, and then look at Mayer jumps back to 4th. So Michaud now sits in 3rd.
Brilliant tactics from their spotter. For Pastrana, they spotted Michaud was getting held up by Madden. There was a bit of a problem for him there, and so they sent Pastrana in because he was within 4.5 and he didn't get it done.
All right, now Ben Mayer going for that final podium spot. But right now it's Robbie Madison, so there's the Joker predictor. They're saying he's going to lose first, so they think that Pastrana, again, the delta here, so they're going to look at the slip. I mean, it's 2.3 seconds, and he might even be knocked down all the way to 5th. Looking at the time splits here, you got 3.7 seconds. Ben is behind Matto.
He stayed out, and that's exactly what I would have done as well, Jared. There's no point in going in now. He knows he doesn't have the margin. They're within 2 seconds. I mean, 2.5, 3.5. The top 3 are going to be covered by less than 3.5 once Matto goes. Might we see a last lap dive from Michaud, who jumps up big on the inside, chucking up the inside of Pastrana into turn 1.
Look at that. Travis dives in and throws the block on Greg. Oh my goodness, look at that.
He's having another look, Jared. He's going to go up at turn 2 as well. Oh, now he goes down the chucks it sideways, trying to go around the outside. Pastrana's having his work cut out big time. Contact again.
We got rubber to rubber contact. Look at this. Michaud goes on the outside. Can he get him here, or is Pastrana going to hold on to it? Remember, he's still, both these guys are fighting for 2nd right now, but keep in mind, Robbie Madison has to take the Joker lap. Pastrana could get the win, or is Michaud even going to take the pass?
This is why we love a bit of side-by-side action. Michaud comes up over the jump. He jumps long and big. Madison goes off to the Joker lap now. Pastrana holding the inside line. Michaud dives up the inside. 3rd bit of contact on this final lap. The Canadian driver desperately trying to get past the 199. Pastrana gonna take the win. The checker flag. 2 wheels to Michaud. Nearly the wall. Mayer gets him at the final jump.
2nd.
Unbelievable.
Jumps up. Oh my gosh. Michaud goes for it. He gets up on 2 wheels. Look at Pastrana. That is redemption for him. Travis Pastrana gets the win in side-by-side.
Brilliant. That might be that's one of my favourite races we've ever had. It was
Michaud was in 2nd. He was fighting Pastrana. He tried passing, but Pastrana, the signature double thumbs up for the Can-Am Yokohama number 199. Pastrana gets the win. Ben jumped up to 2nd, 13 years old. Look at that. And again, Greg Michaud gets 3rd as we see Terry Madden and that black rifle machine come on in. America,
the state of the nation.
America, baby.
You know what? He's got 1 win, Jared, but we all know the win that Pastrana really wants is in Group E later on. So Pastrana from Mayer and Michaud is your top 3 here. Can Pastrana get 2 from 2 later on today?
Wow.
That was awesome. That was so
Man,
good.
the hair on my arms was standing up. That was awesome. I mean,
great.
Again, Michaud had so many opportunities to attack. Pastrana was just throwing it out there. He was blocking him.
We said when he went early, I said, I don't know if he's gone a bit too early, but I wasn't expecting it maybe to be Madden that would have held him up. But we know he's had some problems with the car earlier on today after a roll.
Yep.
And when Travis's spotters clocked that he was just that little bit too close, but he was in a battle, they sent him. It was the perfect thing to do. One more lap and he might have got past, and he might have managed to nick the win from Travis. But what a brilliant last lap. That was great.
Amazing racing. Congratulations to Pastrana. Let's throw it down to Katie Osborne. Katie?
Well, standing by with Andreas Backerud here. In fact, I was a little bit surprised because the car looks like it's not as pristine as it was when it started today.
Yeah, no, that's true. It's still nice looking carbon fiber here, but that's Rallycross. I mean, there's a tire on the inside of before the big jump where you can take the inside line. I sent it in a little bit too hard, scrubbed the tire, and obviously, yeah, this stuff happens. Part of Rallycross game, and it looks at least much better than last night, so yeah.
That is for sure. And in fact, Andreas and I were just talking about last night and kind of the effects going into this final.
Yeah.
Mentally, it's a bit of a battle. How do you cope? How do you kind of get through it?
Yeah, I kind of like have had ice packs and like chilled out for a while now because there was a long time until our final start. So, I mean, this race hasn't been really good to me. I've tried to push, but still find it hard out there to break this mental barrier. But yeah, I want to go, and hopefully I can be up there. I'm gonna push everything I have, but I think I want to like be smart about it and you know, call it what it is right now. You know,
survival.
Yeah, I'm gonna survive. You know, you can cancel one race in the championship anyway. I just want to try to make this as high as possible, obviously. And you know, in Nitro Rallycross anything can happen, and I'm back there on the grid and can kind of take my own decisions back there and see where the others are going and not. So I just need to be a little bit lucky, and also be like, you know, a little ghost. If nobody sees me going in the inside, outside, whatever, try to catch some places. Would love to give the team a podium, but it's going to be a long shot.
A lucky ghost. That's what Andreas Backerud is looking for. Now, as we take it into the final, it's long enough that there's a little strategy involved. What's the strategy all about for you, minus being a lucky ghost?
I mean, I'm starting P6 on the grid, so it's going to be a challenge into turn 1, 2. It's going to be some traffic. Everybody's going to cover up their inside. Maybe I can be the brave guy, the Travis person going around the outside. I'm not sure. I need to see the field, and I'm sure my instinct is telling me the correct stuff when I do act. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to risk everything because I'm feeling kind of hammered already. So yeah, but I'm still going to try to push and squeeze everything I have. So yeah, let's see.
All right, Andreas, guys, that right there is a lucky ghost. Worn and torn, but a lucky ghost.
A lucky ghost, and I mean, Andreas is just such a lovable character, but he's nervous.
He is. So I saw Andreas at lunchtime. I was like, "How you doing?" He said, I'm a bit sore. He said, "I can't. It's the rut." He said, every rut I see, I don't want to drive over it." And he just caught the edge of one, of course, when he had that shunt. Spoke to Fraser McConnell. He said the same thing. But then Joel Kristofferson was sitting opposite. He goes, "You're both losing 3/10 in turn 1," and he goes, "Oh no, it's cool." He goes, "I understand why." but that's these guys are professional drivers. They had huge crashes in turn 1, and they're just having to build their way back up, and that's what Andreas is talking about. I just need a little bit more time to make sure that I can go full send in there.
Yeah, the PTSD from that turn 1.
It's a big crash,
and rightfully so. And again, keeping their equipment underneath them, just getting through the course. But we saw some awesome racing of side by side. Michaud and Pastrana put on Michaud. Look at, I mean, Michaud was challenging Travis, a few different times, and then, it came down to that last turn. Look at this pass.
I love that.
That was good.
Just go deep on the brakes, and the thing is, you get Pastrana out of the corner of his eye. Oh man, he's still there. It's that thing you want to distract the other guy if you can. Try and do it. So just great racing, nothing untoward, nothing dirty. Brilliant.
And that's a win you want to you're like, I earned that, for Travis. And hey, you know what? Michaud should definitely hold his head high. He gave it all, and unfortunately just wasn't enough. Matto, He took that Joker lap. He got past. But watch the 13-year-old Ben Mayer, Big Ben, and that Winnebago side by side.
So watch now. Michaud clips the bank on the inside. Bicycles, has to get out of it, taps the wall. Mayer comes along. Thank you very much. Big step up jump, gets P2. But yeah, Michaud left nothing on the table there in the chase of Travis Pastrana. And then look how much Travis enjoyed it as well. Fist pumping his way down to the gate at the end of the track. Yeah, he had a great time.
And that's good. That's good confidence going into the Group E final, right? Because we have next, and then we have Group E final. Again, he has the most experience this weekend. You know, driving side by sides, driving Group E. You know, obviously Carlson knows this track more than anybody. This is their track. This is his backyard. Yeah. But overall, this weekend, the conditions of what they've seen, that's a lot of confidence in Travis' corner.
The other interesting thing about this sport is coming in and out. It's quite hard from the outside. But, it's only 4 laps. The adrenaline goes through the roof and then nothing, through the roof and then nothing. And by the end of the weekend, you're exhausted. And so Travis is, he's just had a massive shot of adrenaline. He's going to want to. I'd be back skipping or something, trying to stay up there, and just go to the grid with that controlled. But yeah, it's a roller coaster like this track.
Yeah, the roller coaster keeps on going. Katie Osborne is with another driver down in the pits. Katie.
Into the final in 5th, it's Oliver Eriksson, but it wasn't necessarily an easy get into the final. There was a little bit of rubbing his racing with Andrew Carlson. What's your thoughts on that?
No, it was good. I mean, it was close out the Joker. He made the move down to turn 1. The Rallycross words, that's a bit nasty. He went dove straight to my front wheel, so I was not gonna have that, and I gave him a bit of a side in turn 2, so it was a big give and take racing, so we made it through.
We know that give and take in racing, especially here in Rallycross, there is a bit of that, but as it relates to this final, how much of it are you giving? You're up against some tough competition.
Yeah, for sure. We race these guys all year. We know the level is high. I would prefer starting a bit further forward, but the situation is what it is now, and we're just gonna go out there, do our best. We see what the track develops during this 6-lap final.
His teammate and brother, Kevin Eriksson, had an issue earlier today, crashed out, and so there is a little bit of hesitation there as these guys are navigating what the track is going to be like.
All right, so getting the track prepped once again for NRX Next. Moving some dirt, flattening it out, getting it wet, getting it dry. This thing is, like you said, Coley, it's just transforming. So NRX Next, a final is coming up. That's literally what's next, is NRX Next. And then we will have our Group E final. But there is the Group E. That is our grid, the road to the final. On that front row, Travis Pastrana getting that victory in side-by-side, and Robin Larson.
Yeah, he's had the busier day, remember. He's been in the side-by-sides a few times as well as Group E. Larson's been fully laid back. We're like, don't you want to be out checking out the track? He said, no, I'm just having a great time. I think McConnell and Backerud going through from the semi-finals, for me, Jared, is an incredible story. Obviously, McConnell a row ahead of Backerud, Martel and Oliver Eriksson inside.
Ollie Bennett and Andrew Carlson finally filling those back spots there on row 4. So our Group E road to the final is set. So I think Larson has the most momentum. Pastrana most seat time, but Larson's feeling good. He's just been so tidy today and yesterday. I mean the TQ, that pass on Kevin Eriksson on that last turn yesterday.
Yeah, so look at me showing that last one. He can't get him down. He still had a crack at it. There's some great places to pass. Look at the pass Carlson made over the big jump when he took the outside line. We've seen alternate lines working. It's all on the line here. I think the other thing, Jared, is people have been quite clever, as you said. Manage the equipment, manage my tyres, look after it. This is the point at which you risk it all. You go in a bit quicker. You lean on the tyre a bit harder if you want to take that win. Who's willing to throw it all down for the big trophy? Guys getting the cars ready. Final prep, and they'll be rolling them out. One last race for the Group E cars here from ERX.
Those VSC cars are getting prepped. Let's throw it down to Katie Osborne. Once again, Katie, what's up?
Let's stand by with Oliver Bennett and get this, guys. His first Nitro Rallycross final, and that's a big move, but it all started earlier today, and you've kind of had to battle your way to get to this final, would you say?
Yeah, we've had a tough morning. I had a drive shaft go in the semi-final there, so that was a bit unfortunate, but we managed to get the car back, repair it really quickly, ready for the LCQ, and managed to keep in position there to take place in the final, which is really cool.
So also, fun fact, this is also his first 8-car lineup, so it's completely different kind of style of racing for you as well.
It is, yeah. I mean, I come from motocross where there's 20 bikes, so it'll feel familiar. I'm usually good at the start, so I'm just hoping let's get the first 2 or 3 corners out of the way and see where it goes from there.
As it relates to car altogether, of course, the drive shaft issue, you had to get a little bit more comfortable, but what we're talking a little bit about is the track and its changes. But interestingly enough, during that LCQ, it was extremely wet. So what do you think it's going to be like now?
Yeah, I mean, they dumped loads of water before LCQ, made it really tricky. They're on the radio telling you it's wet, so you're not sure how fast to go, which is difficult mentally. I think they watered it enough so it's okay for the final now. So I think we'll be out on a nice, dry, smooth track and, yeah, flat out to the finish.
Flat out to the finish. Now, more importantly, too, your team. There's a lot of energy. You guys are launching some Excite here in the States. You've got Jensen Button on board, summarizing the weekend regardless of this final.
It's been amazing. I mean, we've got Jensen here with the team, you know, Formula One world champion, doing his first rallycross race in his father's footsteps. It's been amazing, really. And yeah, we're launching our brand out here, Excite Energy, in the coming months. So it's been a nice weekend for the team. It's nice to get in the final, give us some more laps and a bit more fighting and see where we get to.
We'll see what happens with Ollie Bennett here a little later in the day. Jared?
Thank you so much, Katie, and thank you, Ollie Bennett. We'll see how the Excite driver does here in the final. You can see again just some final details. We'll see the next vehicles pull up in the grid in just a moment, and just 2 more races left, including Next and Group E. And that will culminate our first stop of 3 here in North America. We have Glen Helen and we got Phoenix. So I'm excited about both those races.
Me too.
Yep.
Had a great time both those tracks last year. Remember, the battles in particular in Glen Helen last year were epic.
That's right.
Ericsson versus Speed. It's the way the hairpins were laid out there. I don't know if the track layout's changing much. One of the nice things, of course, is we just move it about a bit if we want to. But we had that rhythm section up the front straight. We saw people jumping over the start-finish line side by side into that left-hander that had 0 runoff. It's got a crossover gap jump. Yeah, it's going to be fun. But we got some fun to finish off here as well.
Who's your money on here? I mean, we have definitely a very talented and diverse NRX Next grid. Who's your money?
I'm going Hellman. Hellman. This is to tie up the end of the European Championship. He's had wins already this season. He had a win here yesterday. Yeah. Let's hope I haven't cursed him.
I think you just did, George. I think Janssen's got a good approach. Simon Olofsson, he's definitely got it in him.
The thing is, Janssen, Olofsson, McGuinness, these guys are all super quick. Olofsson is probably a little bit too far back to have a big impression on this first lap. I'd be looking at the 2 yellow cars on front here, Poleman, Hellman, McGuinness, and then I'd be looking to Casper Janssen behind. But Hellman, if he brings this home, will be the champion. The European champion, ironically, is finishing here in the USA.
Right. All right, so our fans tuning in around the world, thank you for joining us as NRX Next final is here, and we're about to see who comes out on top. The most laps these vehicles have seen will be now. So talking about attrition, getting the car together. So again, who's going to survive? Who's going to come out on top? We will find out. 30 seconds to go, and we are ready to send it. Here we go. Here is our grid. In that pole position, that number 1, Tommy Hallman, George McGuinness on the front row. Then second row, Eric Gordon and Casper Janssen. In third row, Simon Olofsson and Michaela Allen-Kutlinski. And bring up the rear, American driver Lane Michaela.
10-second board goes up. Tommy Hellman about to round out his season. He's been on the podium at every event so far this year. He's taken 3 wins in a row, both the events in Sweden and the first one here. Can he make it 4 in a row and the European Championship? McGuinness is going to try and beat him here at least. So a lot of people with low RPM there. Olofsson straight up the inside of Eric Gordon, moves into P4, and on the front row, sweeping out wide. McGuinness just gets nudged a little bit deep. Great driving by Hellman. That's exactly what I expected to do. He now goes defensive. Watch for McGuinness trying to get him on the exit. Hellman will nail it on, and McGuinness might be able to get there. Side by side, may have to split lanes. Hellman goes right, McGuinness goes left.
I'll tell you what, McGuinness and Hellman, if they get into it too much, much, they could knock each other out. And that's where I think either Simon Olafsson or Kasper Jansson will reap the rewards of them taking each other out. That's where it gets dangerous.
So close there. You saw McGinnis jump from the right lane to the left, and the clamshell body just almost running across the back, almost taking the rear wing. We've got two drones in P3 and P4 at the minute, chasing our leaders. Dirt flies up, looks to the inside. McGinnis having a crack at him already. He could really do, Hellman could really do. McGinnis coming under pressure from Jansson behind, but at the minute there's a gap between them, and now Jansson's there. This is going to help.
All right, first lap of 6 is completed. Well, I mean, all of them are absolutely airing it out over that big tabletop at the finish line. So again, they're on their second lap. Hallman with the fastest lap so far, and but rightfully so. McGinnis sitting there in second. Now again, don't overcook it. I mean, the suspension, they can take some, but they can't take all of it. And that's where, again, keep your equipment together.
Olafsson was so close there, Jared, on the drone. You saw he very nearly touched Jansson, lifted out of it. That actually made the car almost over-rotate on the exit of the corner. So Olafsson would love to get past here. I think in terms of jokers, they've got a reasonable gap back to the pack now. I might look at going. They're still going to end up in traffic if they go now, so that maybe not. They're going to hold on for another couple of laps. They've got 6 to go. They can wait tactically.
All right, Hellman still out front. McGinnis, Jansson, and Olafsson. Ducks in a row right now. Hellman getting a little bit of attitude there. You can
So fat. Brendan, you're not fat. It's the shirt. Look at Nate. His true classic is tight around the
They can wait tactically.
All right, Hellman still out front. McGinnis, Jansson, and Olafsson. Ducks in a row right now. Hellman getting a little bit of attitude there. You can Joker, but McGinnis gains a position. Jansson goes down to 4th, so Olafsson slides into 3rd.
Great tactics by the Olafsson squad. Gap now about 2.5. Tommy Hellman coming up towards the hairpin. Now he's got to manage it, Jared. Now he needs to stay calm.
Yeah, I mean, that is smooth. That was really well executed around that turn 2. McGinnis, he's thrown his elbows out. He's getting challenged by Olafsson. And man, I'll tell you what, Howman has just been on one. He's absolutely delivering. McGinnis, I think the big battle here is for second. Can Olafsson get around McGinnis?
He needed that fight behind him. Casper Janssen just putting a bit of pressure onto McGinnis helped him out. But you know what? Howman has earned this massively. He had a P3 and a P2 in the UK. He won both the rounds in Sweden. He's coming through the final corner now, and Tommy Howman is going to win 4 events in a row, and with it the European Championship for NRX Next. The young and likeable Finn on his first journey outside of Europe takes the title. McGinnis P2, Olafsson gets third.
Double checkered flag. Congratulations to Hallman. McGinnis second, Olafsson third, Casper Janssen coming up in the fourth, and you saw Michaela Allen-Kudlinski. Congratulations to Hallman. Really, really well done. It was his race to lose, but he was out front of the pack. You can see McGinnis, and give respect where respect is due, man. And you know, you called it. That front row, Howman, McGinnis, and look how they ended.
He's such a nice kid. That's one of his new sponsors on the door, Ponce on the side of the door, and he's just recently picked them up. They work so hard, Jared. They've had their issues this year. They even had a little issue when they arrived here. They couldn't get it to run. I say it's his first trip outside Europe. He's come here, he's raced. He loves the track. He's a nice kid, and he's been on the podium at every single round. You don't win 4 rounds of this in a row without being very talented indeed. Up on the roof.
Hey, there we go. Tommy Howman, your winner here at Nitro Rallycross Next ERX. Congratulations. Hallman gets the victory. Congratulations on those Yokohama tires. And again, congrats. He started out front. He had that pole position. Here are the race results. Tommy Hallman gets the win. George McGinnis in second, and Simon Olafsson third. Rounding out the 7, Casper Janssen, Michaela Allen-Kudlinski, Eric Gordon, and bringing up the rear, Lane Michaela. All right, congratulations, Tommy Hallman. Let's throw it down to Katie Osborne. Katie, what's up?
Connor Martell starting in third here today in the final, and you were talking a little bit about the fact that you and Travis have some fast cars. We talk about the final being long enough to have strategy. What's the strategy?
Yeah, it also came to my attention that, you know, battery life is going to be kind of a big thing here. We use 11 to 15% battery each lap, so you're going to have to kind of conserve that and make it to the end. But no, we've been the 2 fastest guys here all weekend, I think, and it's just going to be running consistent. And I know me and Travis can do it. We're super strong here. We have comfortable. And
Travis, any good insights for you?
Yeah, of course. Like, we go over data every time we come in, and there's corners where he's better, there's corners where I'm better. So just helping each other out is what a team's all about, and the VSC team's very awesome at doing that. So we're going to go out. I'm going to push Larson around for him, and then I'm going to come for him. So
love a good strategy like that. Speaking of him, it's this guy, Travis Pastrana. First, I want to talk about the fans here. It is so much fun. You generally have a line out there, and that to me just shows the person you are around here.
Yeah, this is so cool. I mean, to come to ERX, we got Scott Murray's out there doing backflips. He's got his son here. They're all riding. You got Deegan, you got Matto, you got Leticia. Everyone's here having an awesome time. And now is when everything gets a little more serious. This Group E is absolutely amazing. They're super fast. Connor and I, we have the speed. This is the first time all season that we've been in the hunt, and we feel like we can go 1-2 here. Larson's, everyone's amazing, but that motocross background, hopefully if we can keep the tires on, if we can keep our composure, we both have the same kind of wide open mentality and intend to make more mistakes, but I think we can do it.
Now, you guys have that ability, but you've also not run in this car yet really today at all. So, but you have side-by-side experience. How has that side-by-side experience helped you, even though you're not behind the wheel of this thing? Yeah, well, they actually changed tires, the Yokohamas, onto this, the last run. So we got 2 kind of warm-up laps, Larson and I, because we had already, finished our heat wins before and made it to the final. So a little less time on that, but it's good because the front row, we don't have that experience. So I think it's going to, make the field even that much tighter. It's going to be an amazing race, and just looking to keep the smile on. It's been a tough weekend, even though we've had the speed. I haven't been able to kind of capitalize on it. So big thanks to Vermont Sports Car, and Connor, shake and bake. Let's do this.
I gotta get in.
Oh, sorry. Just enjoying some donuts here. Thanks to our audio guy.
Yeah, thanks,
we're going to see some donuts here on the track, courtesy of our Group E vehicles. Who's it going to be? Who do you think, man?
I think it's so hard to call. We've seen such brilliant finals in side-by-side and next. Okay, it was a pretty dominant performance here by Howard in the end, but some great racing. It just proves the track's probably in its best condition right at the end of the weekend, which is amazing. We've got 8 incredible FC1s going in. We've got some people that have never been in the final before. We've got some regulars. Travis back in at the front. Championship leader Larson with him. I don't know. I want to say Larson just because so far he's missed a consistency, but Pastrana at home in the USA, having delivered that speech on Friday, like he's got to do it. I think of the two, I think Travis will risk more.
He's got to put it all out there. Like you said, it's been tough, but he's trusting the equipment. He's trusting himself. Also in his corner, we talked about it a little yesterday. Scott Speed. He tapped Scott Speed, his former teammate or his teammate on Subaru. Scott not racing, but Scott is helping out Vermont Sports Car. I had some words with him last night, and again, I think that's a great asset. Congratulations to Tommy Howman, your NRX Next winner. Again, first time outside of his native country of Finland, first time to the States, and he wins here at NRX in just an ideal, like you said, this is the best condition this track has seen through the entirety of the weekend.
Yeah, and wins the championship too. I'd love to see Howman come and do a bit more over here in the USA. We've got some more next rounds coming up. I forget where they are. I think we got one, another one on dirt, I think, and maybe one somewhere else as well. So
some snow.
Yeah,
let's see Canada.
I'm excited about that big time.
Yeah. All right. So, again, you've done a great job creating videos and content, but let's learn some more about the vehicle that is the FC1X.
The new all-electric FC1X Rallycross car may just be the most innovative piece of motorsport machinery ever built. Precision engineered to the absolute limit, undoubtedly the most advanced Rallycross car to date. Inspired by the Group B era of the 1980s, Nitro RX's new Group E class has taken the biggest quantum leap since those heady days. Finally, the huge performance potential of EVs has been unleashed.
For me, the FC1X is the Group B of Rallycross. No one's ever seen a car this fast, have this much suspension, and it's just above and beyond any other car that's ever done Rallycross.
The Group E really takes that whole ethos of something completely ridiculous and put it on the track, and that's exactly what we've got here.
It's a rocket ship for sure. It's like nothing the rally world has ever seen before. We got big Yokohama tires on it to get the power down, so we not only have horsepower, we have speed as well.
The cool thing now is that we will have something that is, maybe it doesn't make the same sound, but it's going to be even quicker and more brutal.
I think in terms of the way it looks, it's very Group B, but with a lot more technology. Space frame chassis, which means you can basically do what you want with it. You're not limited on certain parts of the car for regulations. It's a clean sheet of paper.
This new Group E era will be even more spectacular in my opinion. You know, the technology that comes into it now. You know, we kind of got used to that we can fly longer than any car has flown. We can hit tracks that no car should ever be on, you know. That's what brings the new Spectra to Group E and what gets me pumped, you know.
It's an honor to be able to be the first people to ever drive this car, and it's a whole new future for Rallycross. Everyone knew it was going to go there, but they didn't know when, and to be a part of that group leading this charge on is a great feeling.
Ah, man, I'm excited, man. Are you feeling that? Great voiceover, by the way. FC1X, man. And people are just like, yeah, electric, man. Really? Like, I mean, seeing the comments, like, dude, don't hate. Congratulate, bro. It's future. It's technology. I love it. And you know what? Can you make this sound? What does the FC1X sound like? No, that's a terrible one. Let's ask the drivers what the FC1X. Yeah. Let's see their impersonations.
To me, it sounds like a supercharger on steroids. It's super loud, whiny noise, almost like a baby crying, but like monotone baby, like top pitch.
It sounds like an electric motor.
I'm gonna regret this, but it's kind of like a humming voice.
It's like a fighter jet. That's how you can describe it.
You don't want to hear it. If you got a hairdryer. Has anyone got a hairdryer?
I think that was spot on. We need to get those two right next to each other.
If I had better vocal range, I'm terrible at making sound. That sounds wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you have to see this. My bad. I can't do this. I suck at this.
That was my impersonation.
Jared making it was noises.
And then it goes under gravel.
I liked it. It was good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's decent. Very good.
All right. So, again, just some amazing racing from earlier today, but we're going to see the most FC1Xs. Oh, that's right.
Now you see why I went nuts. Jared was just looking down at that moment as noticed all the time he's
I was watching the leader. I wasn't watching Connor.
Dude, like, it was just the biggest. And I thought, I was like, no. But of course, in fact, we did have somebody stick it end over end. This man, Kevin Eriksson, who's second in the shop. Look at Martel. You see now, I was like, if that rear wing wasn't that big, I promise you that was going end over end. That is wow. Yeah,
that got sketchy. Oh, this is Kevin Eriksson when he rolled over. And he did mention, so you can see that back right tire debeaded, right?
Yeah.
So what happened there is it debeaded, and that caused him to go, and it kind of gripped up and threw him into the berm. Here's his brother who did a donut. We're eating donuts up here, but he's doing down there on track.
He was lucky to get away with that.
Not an ideal fashion.
Lucky to get away with that, Jared, wasn't he? This is Carlson versus Eriksson. Eriksson hinting in his interview with Katie, look, you can't do this. It's like, well, I don't know. So it was in turn one. He was unhappy with this move by Carlson, which was Carlson paying him back for the previous corner, and then up at the hairpin, Eriksson paid him back again.
Yeah, and unfortunately, fortunately, Carlson eventually did, and he is in the final. But
that was the incredible move by Martel. That was the move that Eriksson was trying to pull, but Carlson had it nailed on a little bit tighter. That's the previous shot of them too. Great racing though, across all three categories here.
I think the best the best pass was yesterday. Robin Larson getting
so
Eriksson.
Good.
That was so sick.
Kevin was like, I think I would have done it. He's like, you would have done it.
Exactly.
But it's because he was just beautifully a little nudge and clean. Great move. Let's hope we see some more in the final.
Oh man, some great racing, and again, our team Streetback Tommy's having fun, and Katie getting all the dish. Katie, what's up?
Well, it's a win yesterday, it's a win today, and in fact, he's also the European champ. It's Tommy Hallman. Man, how do you summarize a perfect weekend?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, there was a lot of issues with the car during the weekend, but the mechanics did an amazing job all the way, and the car was working in the finals both days, so it was a pleasure to drive.
Taking that championship, how does that change the trajectory of what you're looking at right now for your career?
I mean, I'm looking for going up to the higher classes, but I mean, it should help, but it's obviously all about the budget, so we are trying to work on that for the next year.
And as it relates to racing today, it wasn't easy. It was perfect, but it wasn't easy.
Yeah, I had to still go flat out. Obviously, there wasn't so much chaos this time as yesterday, but you had to go flat out to win every time.
I feel like I've been hearing flat out a lot this weekend. Congratulations, Tommy, on the win. We look forward to seeing what's next for you. Guys?
All right, well, right on, and talking about Tommy Hallman, he is always, no matter what, I always finish. I love the Finnish accent. My boy, we were talking about Rico Taco. I love him as well.
Rico,
but hey, you know what? We're having fun up here. The party's about to begin on track, but the party's on the pits with my man, Street Bike Tommy. Tommy, what are you doing?
What's up, everybody? I'm down here at Tommy's tailgate. That's my tailgate. Cooking up burgers and dogs. I got dogs coming up next. You guys want a burger? Yeah. All right. You can cheese, no cheese? How we doing? I actually ran out of buns. Go ahead and grab you a meat cheeseburger. Cheese. Go. Oh, they took all it. Oh, how's everybody enjoying the racing today? Is it as good as that burger?
Yeah.
All right. You gonna drive cars when you grow up? Here you go. Here's your marker, man. Nice to meet you, buddy. Oh, man, enjoy, man. Have a good day. I only got one little plate, so yeah, you better believe you can get a picture. Yeah, do you mind being on camera?
I love cameras.
Did you meet Fraz yet? He's one of my favorite drivers. Well, who are you actually rooting for?
Pastrana, of course.
Right. You guys here for chicken? You want two? You hungry? Yeah. This one? All right, you want this one? Yeah. Barbecue chicken! man. You want some chicken? I got chicken too. No, you're not hungry?
You just said you were hungry.
Better chicken in the country. Make the soup. All right, guys.
Thank you so much.
All the things you need. Tommy's tailgate. A lid? Yeah, to go. Here you go, buddy. Yeah, man. Enjoy it later.
You should unlock it first. Unlock it.
It's all about the code.
It's all about the code.
Here we go. Take 2.
Oh, got it.
All right, guys. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You too.
Thanks, buddy. Feeding the people. These might be a little hot. You want a piece of chicken? Yeah, I can give you a napkin for it. My man. Yeah, we got takers. Go ahead. My sign fell down and everything. It's me up. Hold this? Yeah, hold that. I don't know what to do with my hands. All right, give me this. No. All right, you hold that. I feel like I got a plate somewhere. You cooked it so good, I don't even know what to do with my hands. You got a favorite driver?
Travis.
That's right, Pastrana. All day, every day.
Thank you.
Guys, pleasure. Feeding the people. Feeding the people. You know, we're just enjoying this racing out here. Did you see the crash earlier in practice?
Yeah, I did, but there's something going on over there.
What?
Yeah, there's fire.
Yeah, I'm doing a barbecue.
Oh, all right. Well, it's burning pretty big there.
I mean, I'm going to flip him in a minute.
Oh, no, I'd still check up on that.
You don't tell another man what to do with his grill.
Oh, no! Oh, not my my tongs! Ah! Somebody! Help me! You got a fire extinguisher!
Well, I guess that's it for Tommy's tailgate.
And we're just getting reports there's a salmonella outbreak, or is it E. coli?
Hey! I'll tell you, Tommy's having a great weekend, isn't he?
Yeah,
This is Tommy's strongest weekend.
Yeah,
he's such a good time.
Yeah, he is. He's having a blast.
Stuff,
He got the hugs from kids.
I know, man. He's killing it. We just have 9 flight stairs to stand on a thing that feels like a boat. We did get donuts. We can't complain.
We did get donuts, and we're going to have beers after this. But overall, it's been a really exciting weekend. Again, the forecast looked like there was no rain. We saw rain yesterday, building up to our Group E final. That's our final stop of this party train here at Nitro Rallycross at ERX, and we're going to find out who comes out on top. 8 cars. How many laps are we going to do? 6? 6 laps, 8 cars, 1 winner, 1,000 horsepower. Man, the party continues. Speaking of the party, let's throw it down to Katie Osborne. Katie?
Well, for a few of these drivers, this is their first final. In fact, that's Oliver Bennett, and he said he's just stoked to be able to have this experience, his first 8-car lineup ever outside of his motocross days. Meanwhile, we have Oliver Eriksson, who is just hoping to survive at this point. He said after the couple of crashes, it's making him a bit tentative as well. Travis Pastrana, speed, risk, put it all out there, and trust that equipment. He says it's time to shake and bake, baby.
And here it is. Our Group E final is set. 8 cars, 6 laps. Do the math. That's 1,000 horsepower per vehicle. 8,000 horsepower. ERX, baby. I'm Jared Dienda. Andrew Coley. Watch how excited. You're going to hit the rev limiter, baby. His face turns red. I wish you could see it. But here we are. We are about to see it go down. Notably, those 2 cars and those drivers, Andreas Backrud, Fraser McConnell, they're in it. They had terrible crashes yesterday. They're safe, little banged up, but they're back out on track.
Yeah, absolutely epic for them to have even made it to day 2. Great before Bennett in his first final, Carlson in his first final, Carlson at his home track. An epic fight up front, I'm sure, as well. Cannot wait for this. Here we go.
30 seconds to start, and we are about to send it. That's right, ERX. Here's our Group E final. On the front row, Robin Larson, the DRR JC RX Cartel vehicle. Next to him, Travis Pastrana, 199. Connor Martell. Next to Fraser McConnell, Ollie Eriksson, Andreas Backrud, and that final row, Andrew Carlson and Ollie Bennett. Send it, Coley.
Pastrana then on the outside. We know he'll try the round the outside move if he can. His teammate Martell has looked brilliant all weekend. What can McConnell... Oh, is that jump start on the left-hand side? They might let that go if he hasn't moved too far. It was Backrud. Green light, they've let it go, so Backrud stopped it on the grid in time. Larson off the line, Martell up straight in behind. McConnell trying to go around the outside. Inside line there for Travis Pastrana as they go up over the big jump. Pastrana's got the inside, he jumps super long, takes the lead immediately. We said he'd risk it. He risks it immediately. And then inside, Larson, you're on board now with Pastrana. We need to see the outside. Where is everybody in the background? Oh, look, Pastrana hops up over. Larson's gone down the outside line. McConnell, I think it is, on the inside into P3. And then it's backwards, side by side in the background with Martel.
Look at Pastrana out front. Larson, like I said, he is a threat, but look at that fight back there for 4th and 5th. So again, we're talking about those, the Vermont sports cars. Look at Fraser McConnell in 3rd. That's fantastic.
Unreal after yesterday. McConnell ended yesterday, remember, sitting in a pond in a written-off car after the biggest accident of his career. He said it felt like it went on forever. He's now in a podium position here at ERX. Incredible. Pastrana, though, stretching his legs big time. He really is risking it, Jared.
He is absolutely gapping. We talked about this. Trust the equipment, but is he going to push it too much? Debeating tire. I mean, holy cow. He is absolutely hitting it right now.
Is that too much for Pastrana? Backwards got around Martel. Pastrana still leads. Larson is second. Right there with him is Fraser McConnell. McConnell goes to the right lane. Inside line for Larson. Larson hooks a wheel up on the bank.
Yeah, did you see him catch that berm a little bit, kicking that car up? But Pastrana looks like he's got all the clean air. He's got the fastest lap. A 53.8. That is blazing.
Backwards gone all the way around the outside in the rear here. I don't know if he's trying to make a pass or not. Up over the jump. He's chasing. Martel's got back past, has he? So Martel and Backward have swapped places again. We didn't see that. McConnell in behind Larson. Bennett and Ericsson have gone Joker. Backward goes in now. So Andreas Backward's gone Joker from 4.1 seconds back.
All right, so you can see that. You can see half of the field has hit that Yokohama Tire Joker lap. But man, I'll tell you what, I'm really proud of Fraser McConnell too. We had those. Katie had the words with Andreas Backward about being a little bit gun shy, a little PTSD. Fraser, he's going for it. He's absolutely throwing down. So again, another 52.8 from Travis Pastrana, the fastest lap we've seen.
Yeah, Pastrana is absolutely leaving it all out there. We've seen one big jumper, saw him leaning hard into this corner last time. He's pitched it in. Full confidence, as you said. He's going to come up now. Let's see how long he goes over this. I think he'll wait until the end of the race, Jared, to go Joker, but he cannot afford to make any mistakes. Larson, McConnell, and now Martel is back onto the back of McConnell. So Martel has closed down the gap a little bit in the back. He goes Joker. Martel goes Joker this time.
Good approach by Connor Martel. Again, with those VSC teams. What do you got? All right, so taking a look at Pastrana, again, that fight for 3rd. Connor Martel does take that Joker lap. Travis Pastrana, very smooth on that initiation. And then you can see, again, Robin Larson has the target on his back.
I was wondering where Martel would come out when he'd gone Joker. I think he was trying to protect himself from Backward, and Backward's got him. So Backward managed to get him at the merge. Tidily done by the Norwegian. Martel, I think that was in response. That would mean that Backward is quite close to McConnell. At the minute, the gap is 11 to 3. So no, I think there's enough. What's that? 8 seconds. That's enough.
Yeah.
So at the minute, the podium might just hold on. There's a real bun fight going on back here as well, which will be helping the leaders just edge away.
All right, so again, our 1, 2, and 3 have not taken their Joker lap. We are on lap 4 of 6, so quite a bit of racing still left. Keeping the equipment, keeping it together. Oh, going for the Joker's Fraser.
Yeah, McConnell in the Joker lap now, so watching the background. It's easily got enough. They need to be on the exit of that previous corner. Fraser McConnell's going to get that done and hold on to P3. What a performance by the Jamaican. Sitting in a pond yesterday with not a panel left on the car, sitting in a podium position with 2 laps to go.
When do you think Travis should take the Joker? Last lap?
He'll go last lap. I'm almost certain of that. I think he'll go last lap. He doesn't want to put himself within range of anyone else. If he wants an insurance policy, maybe just before, but they might wait. I mean, it's only about Larson, really. Larson, I think, will go this time. What's it going to be? It's close for Larson and McConnell. I think Larson will go this time.
Yeah, I think it's very smart for Larson to go. We saw that amazing pass, but he just doesn't have it. It's 2 seconds. Yesterday with him and Kevin Eriksson, he was a lot cleaner, a lot tighter. Woo! Look at that suspension. Just this, you saw that droop from the suspension. Travis, here we go. Robin Larson does go for the Yokohama Tire Joker lap. So again, he is in second, and it looks like he does have enough distance between him and Fraser McConnell. He will hold on to that number 2 position. But look at Pastrana. He's not even in the shot.
He is absolutely checked out. He gave his State of the Nation speech on Friday, and at the time I think we all thought, well, this is a good laugh, but he absolutely
delivered.
It's already one side by side, Jared. That was a lot harder than this is looking, but it's not over yet.
Not over, man. We still, again, this is the final lap. The number 199. Look at the attitude. He is trusting the equipment. He's trusting himself, and guess what? Like he said, the State of the Nation, he says, not anymore. more. This is America. This is Nitro Rallycross, and we're going to win this thing. So guess what? He might as well deliver right now.
He's leaning on it so hard. Gonna go into the Joker lap now, just into the right-hander. Look at the look on his face. Full concentration. He'll now take the brakes on. Get the car just going a little bit slower, and here he goes now.
Here we go. So it's saying he's going to retain first. He's got to keep it clean. The race face is on. The 199, he made a big statement, and is he going to deliver? One more turn to get the win here. Our first round here in America. He throws up the fist, and there he goes. The double checkered for TP. Travis Pastrana gets the win here at ERX, baby. Robin Larson, almost a perfect event for him. TQ yesterday gets second, and Fraser McConnell, like he said, from the pond to the podium, baby. Fraz, big ups for the Jamaican driver. Look at that face. $1,000 goes to Ben, 13 years old, but he wins side by side and our Group E.
Amazing performance by Pastrana. He just went for it, didn't he? Absolutely from the get-go. He launched that car into turn one and did a huge jump up the inside of Larson to hold on to the lead. It's an amazing performance by him.
A great effort, and look at that. He got that clean air. He started out front, and he finished out front. There he is, pulling up to the trophy, pulling up to that #1 door card. Connor Martell.
Problems for him, yeah.
He ended up seventh.
He was in the mix, wasn't he? This is one better, remember, for Pastrana than last year. He was P2 to his teammate Scott Speed with Subaru. Going to climb out the car. Last year, they did a shoey, I believe, for this. We want to see some sort of a performance from Travis. But I mean, you know what? We've seen the performance already, regardless of what happens on the podium. That was a hell of a drive. He did risk it. He was definitely taking risks, but they paid off. And Larson is the first man there to congratulate him.
Congratulations again from Robin Larson. And again, you can see the smile on his face. So make some noise for him as he steps outside of your vehicle. Your winner here at ERX. Congratulations, Travis Pastrana. Some hugs from the Jamaican driver, the A-Shock pilot. That is Fraz, Fraser McConnell, and Robin Larson. Again, they're in second.
Is that Street Bike Tommy?
Yes, there are your race results. The Group E final. Travis Pastrana gets the win here at ERX, kicking off the first of 3 North American rounds. Again, Glenn Helen, Phoenix, see if he can do it again. But man, great racing. Robin Larson second, Fraser McConnell in third. All right. Congratulations to TP199. Let's throw it down to Katie Osborne.
You got some hardware here, Travis Pastrana. Congratulations on that win. That was a perfect race. I'm going to go ahead and hand this off to you because you lift some weights there. You left it on out there on the everything, actually. In fact, what statement were you making here to the American fans?
No, I mean, this is the closest to a motocross track. ERX, the Carlsons, thank you so much for just such a beautiful facility. Thank all of you guys for coming out, all the support, man. It's been a rough start to the season, and I'm so thankful to be able to be back out here. We had a good run in the side-by-sides, and now for this, man, this is much needed. Thank you to the team.
How much did you know that you were actually gaining speed? The fastest lap, another fast lap, another fast lap. How'd you stay in control? Did you even know that was happening? Yeah, no, I get my lap times read out, and they said fastest time of the week, next fastest time of the week. I'm like, all right, Matt, thank you, buddy. I tell you what, this is really special, and we're a long way behind in the championship, but welcome to America. We're back.
Amazing performance from Travis Pastrana, really is. He has got the USA on the top step of the podium, but Larson from Sweden, P2, McConnell from Jamaica, P3, Backrud from Norway, P4, and Ollie Bennett from the UK, P5. 5 different nationalities in the top 5 here in the USA. Great, fantastic diversity in this series.
Robin Larson here. It almost seemed like you were running your own race. You were stuck, you were sandwiched between a little bit of a chase and a little bit of a target on the back with Fraser. How'd you stay calm?
Yeah, stay calm. Just saw Travis pull away. I gave him 2 laps. Then just no reason to risk a puncture. The truck got worse and worse every lap. So I thought I got a puncture for 4 times. And Travis really went for it. He did a good job in the start and everything. But I gave him 2 laps. Then I just gave up and tried to get to the podium and save points for the championship. That's what matters. So really happy for Travis here on home. So he did an amazing job.
And for you, it's obviously about the championship chase and maintaining that cool, calm, and collected spirit. What can you take into the next round?
Like we didn't have the speed from the beginning of the weekend, then we worked ourselves into the weekend, and I think we were in the top contender. But yeah, Travis looked really strong the whole weekend. But yeah, we're in the top of the standing, so it's looking really good, and really happy for the team that worked so hard this night. So yeah, good effort by them.
The Dry and Reinbold team has worked very hard here this weekend. Congratulations, Robin.
Yeah, that Dry Reinbold, JC, RX Cartel, Robin Larson, those are the standings. Remember, he got the win at round one. Here he is. He is progressing through. It's just great to see him shine. You know, he's a really kind dude. Cut himself almost, I mean, literally like within millimeters, cut himself after that round and almost died, to be quite honest. But here are standings. Larson, Backrud, Fraz. Top three.
He led by 2 points when we came here, Jared, and now he leads by 21. So despite not taking the win here, and Pastrana definitely moving up the standings. Pastrana was 9th when we came here, and he moves up to 4th. So it shows how you can move around with a decent result, but that's a big lead for Robin Larson.
Well, as Jared said, from the pond to the podium, how much did you expect this when you were sitting in medical and hospital yesterday?
Well, you know, just to be here is a success, you know, so hats off to the guys at DRR and JC. They didn't sleep last night. They put this together for me, and, you know, I just wanted to do my best to repay them. Yesterday was a really scary one, biggest one of my career, and, you know, just to be able to walk and feel healthy and do what I love is priceless, you know.
Well, with that third place, you look like earlier we were talking about the 11th and a 12th in confidence. Where are you at now in the confidence scale?
Still there. There's still work to be done. Travis and Larson were really, really fast, so I'm gonna have to learn from when we come back here next year. But, you know, based on yesterday's events, I wouldn't have seen this, so you know, good to know that if you keep pushing, you can. You know.
I was gonna say, I'd almost say like this is a little bit of a win for you and the team all together.
Yeah, no, for sure. And yeah, a big one.
Fraser McConnell, guys.
Big ups, right? So doing it for Saul, doing it for the yard, and like you said, that's a victory.
Here.
Yeah, Uncle Saul's in the building, baby.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of his family here this weekend, and I just, he's almost a bit shell-shocked, I think, himself, to have turned it around like that. Taking a look back at this was the grid, wasn't it? Before the start,
that start. Look at Travis. He gets that shot, and you know it got a little dicey. But you know what? Everybody came out unscathed.
He landed that to flat, Jared. No one has jumped that jump to flat all weekend. And that's why, you know, when you said to me, who do you think will do it? I said, I think he'll risk it all.
Yep.
He knows Larson's super quick. He would have known if Larson was in front, he wouldn't have been able to pass him. But he just the risk level was just a couple of extra percent.
I mean, looking at the lap times, he went 53 seconds, 52. He went faster, went 52.8, 52.5. Oh, sorry, he went to 53. But then back to a 52.8, and then the last lap was his slowest, which was 58 seconds. So Travis, you know, he almost got by Robin, and he slowed down on that last lap, but 52.5. Yeah. That's the fastest lap we've seen this weekend. Where did he find this extra, you know,
that's
juice?
What I mean. And on lap 3 in the final, yeah, amazing performance. There's Fraz getting a hug from Travis at the end. Handshake as well for Larson. Best result ever for Bennett. Backrud, remember, he's only 1 place off the podium, and he had a massive crash yesterday as well. So lots of people with their best ever results here from ERX, or at least with a great result compared to where they started the weekend yesterday.
Yeah. All right, well, it's awards time. So let's go and throw it down. And again, congratulations. So again, here is the best pass brought to you by My Energy. Here's the best pass we've seen. Like I said, I really liked Robin Larson's yesterday, but this Carlson pass, it was pretty tidy.
I think it was too. It was just a little nudge on the way, and I know Ollie didn't like it, and Ollie got him back at the next corner. But yeah, he stuck it up the inside into turn 1. We've seen passes all day today, Jared, where we didn't expect to see them. People showing that you could make this track work. Okay, so actually, I think they're giving the best pass to Ollie, aren't they? I think it was a combination.
Yeah.
Maybe they should share
it after how they're feeling about those passes each.
Yep. All right, and here's the A-Shock Big Air moment. A-Shock Energy. Let's take a look. What was this? Oh yeah. Connor Martell's nosedive.
I was about to say it should be Pastrana on the exit turn one of the final, but this has to take it, especially when you see it from this angle. Look at it. Look at it. Oh, really? Really? Just gets away with it. That is a get out of jail free card.
That suspension took a huge hit. That front right corner. Ericsson almost took it. On. He almost landed on. We saw that last year. So an amazing festivity here that went down at NRX. Coley, I'm excited for the remaining 2 rounds here in North America, but some great highlights from today and this weekend.
Yeah, that's Ericsson spinning round backward on that inside line. Backward and McConnell really after what happened. Look at this pass by Connor Martell. Shame he had problems in the final because I didn't have money on Martell. We're not allowed to bet. You are at home. But I think Martell, from the way him and Travis were driving yesterday, VSC have obviously done something special with that car in terms of settings. Maybe that will transfer forward to the 2 remaining dirt rounds here.
Yep. All right, and there it is. We're talking about Ollie Ericsson and Carlson. I really like Carlson's driving. He's really fun to watch. And, we got Jensen Button. We have a former F1 champ. Come on.
Did you see the traction Carlson got from that outside lane? He just lit the touch paper and went, didn't he? The car sat down and gripped and he was away. This is the start of the final. Watch Pastrana, left-hand side. Boom. Lands it to flat. Longest jump of the weekend by a mile. Takes the lead. Never looks back.
The attitude of the car, it actually sailed properly, which is good. Unlike, again, Connor's kicker, he nosed down, but the attitude of it, just look at that. I mean, that's really well done. Just you can see how flat he lands, and that's going to be softer on and easier on your equipment as opposed to just slamming down either on a corner or on a side. All right.
Flying literally and
so good.
Amazing.
So good.
Amazing.
So, Andrew, it's been a pleasure, man.
Thanks, mate. You
too. Glen Helen, Phoenix. Again, this is a 3rd round. We kicked it off in UK. We went to Sweden. And here we are at NRX, baby. It's been a good one.
Your home event next, Glen Helen. Jensen Button's home event as well. Might we see him make the final down there? That'd be fun. And then we head up to Phoenix, where I love the atmosphere in Phoenix. These 3 dirt tracks are so completely different in their character, but we saw great racing at all of them. I can't wait to see the battles at Glen Helen. They were fantastic last year.
Side-by-sides delivered. Love the side-by-side race. Travis, again, he got that win, but he did have to pay $1,000 to 13-year-old Ben Mayer, but it's kind of fun. And then, of course, the next, Tommy Hallman absolutely just did so well. So congratulations to all our racers. It was really exciting, delivering for the fans, delivering for you guys watching at home. Coley, I'm Jared. So awesome time here at NRX.